moved Aaron Harris from the secondary up to the outside linebacker position, replacing John Junta. And Mike Dominic Jr. has moved into the defensive secondary, and he will get the start. And basically that's because Harris has more speed to cover those guys coming out of the backfield, Mike. So obviously Coach Barr concerned enough to adjust with personnel.
Yeah, Greg, when you're talking about the wing T, you're going a lot of different directions. Okay, so people have to hold their spots. You need sometimes a little larger body or a little stronger body in that particular position to hold the particular hole in control. And possibly that's the reason he did that. But the wing T has given plenty of teams troubles over the years, and I think Coach Barr's possibly, made some steps to alleviate that problem.
You see the captains out at midfield with the officials. Malvern in the white uniforms, and the captains for Malvern from left to right. Number 44, John Dwyer. Number 55, Joe Kling. And number 33, John Grimley. And for Downingtown in the blue, from left to right, facing us, number 34, John Barry. 17 is Brian Benner. 56 is Andy Meehan. And number 25 is Aaron Harris. And Mike, Aaron Harris, the leading rusher in the area with 335 yards, 6.2 yards per carry. And you can look for Aaron Harris to get the ball a lot tonight and have a big night for the Whippits.
You sure can. You can look for Aaron Harris to get the ball and be very productive. However, on the other hand, look for the other guy, Boggs. He came in against Owen J. Robertson, rushed for over 100 yards. And the reason he rushed for that, not only is he a great back, but a lot of people are keying on Harris.
Right.
So look for Boggs. He's got the capability, and we've seen it, to take the ball up the middle and break it outside, and he can go a distance. He's a good back, and again, Benner can run with the ball. We've seen him when they try to option the ball. He will suck it in and take the ball upfield, and he's not a bad runner himself.
Well, Downingtown has won the toss. They will receive, so why don't we take a look at the starting lineups for Downingtown's offense and Malvern's defense. Downingtown's offense across the offensive line, the tackles, number 50, John Junta, and number 56, Andy Meehan. We just saw Meehan as one of the captains. The guards, Dave Ruffing and David May, and the center is Matt Davis. The backfield, the quarterback is Brian Benner. He's a junior, got a lot of time last year when Hub Tinson went down with that broken leg. The running backs, Aaron Harris and Bryn Boggs. The tight ends, you'll see a rotation there with Dan Carroll and Don Westbrook. The split end is Tom Kucera. The flanker is John Barry.
And I'll tell you what, on the Malvern Prep defense, it's a 44 defense they run. They have Rick Calvin on the defensive end, and John Holloway on the other defensive end. Luke Mooney on defensive tackle, and Justin Robino at the other defensive tackle. Big guy, 6'1", 220. On the outside linebacker, as I said, they run a 44, Matt Lewis. John Grimley in the middle. Brian McAteer, linebacker, and Joe Kling on the outside. Jim Bruder on the defensive back. Matt O'Brien as the middle defensive back, or safety, whatever you want to call him. And Mark Willis as the left defensive back.
And we are ready for action, and we've got a nice clear picture tonight. As if you were with us a couple of weeks ago, we had a disastrous evening from our standpoint. Tonight looks like we're in good shape, and Bob Del Vescovo kicks it off, and Aaron Harris fields it at his own 7-yard line, and here we go. Harris brings it up to about the 30-yard line, and he is brought down there, and the Whippets will bring it out. First down and 10 to go. Again, Downingtown in the blue jerseys, Malvern Prep in the white, and tonight is Downingtown's first night in the blue jerseys, as they just got them back this week.
Look for Downingtown to come out and try to run the ball. Maybe decoy Harris a little bit on the outside and give the ball to Boggs on the inside. They want to establish the fact they can run the ball.
First down and 10 for the Whippets. They come out in the I formation. It's Harris, the fullback, and just out of your picture, Bryn Boggs. Bang. Inside to Harris, nothing. The inside linemen for Malvern Prep make the stop. Looked like Luke Mooney and Justin Robino to make the tackle. Nice play by the Malvern Prep interior line.
Malvern Prep over the years is known to knock off a lot of very good football teams. There's, as we all know, they're Malvern Prep. They're a good small private school, and they always put out a good football product.
Second down, and we'll call it a long 9. Maybe a little bit past the line of scrimmage. Again, the backs in the I formation. Barry is split to the top of your screen. Pitch to the far side. It's Bryn Boggs, and again he is pulled down for very little. And again, it's going to be Justin Rubino breaking through the line of scrimmage to make the tackle. Beautiful night for football. Absolutely perfect. Downingtown side, there's quite a few people on the far side. It is 3rd down and 9 to go, just underway from DiSerafino Stadium. The backs again in the I formation. And it's going to be Boggs cracking off the left side. He'll be well short of the first down, and Downingtown will punt it away on their first possession.
Good defensive series that time from Malvern Prep. Controlled the ball inside. As Downingtown tried to punch it on the first play, they controlled it outside. Then they did a trap on the third play, and they stuffed that also.
And the Malvern sideline is pumped up as the defense comes off the field. They are fired up.
These guys are ready to go.
With that nice defensive stand. And the punter, Andy Meehan, back just out of your picture. And there's punter, and he gets off a pretty nice kick. Fielded at the 35-yard line. Back to the near side, breaks through a seam and down the sideline. Matt O'Brien, and he's going to score a touchdown. No flags, and Malvern Prep is on top with a 66-yard punt return for Matt O'Brien. We talked about him in the pregame, Mike.
Yeah, Matt O'Brien, a heck of a player. I'll tell you, that play looked like it went in slow motion, though, from the Downingtown side of the field. Nobody was down on the punt. It wasn't that long of a punt.
Matt O'Brien with a 65-yard punt return. The first time the Friars touched the football.
He really only broke one tackle, and then there was a seam, and he took it to the left side, and not very good coverage that time by the Downingtown Whippits, and that's unusual because they are very good on special teams usually.
Malvern strikes first. And for the extra point, Ryan Toland. There's the snap, flags all over the place. The kick is good, but let's wait and see what the flags will be.
I'll tell you what, it looks like Malvern Prep's coming out of here fired up tonight.
It's going to be an illegal procedure against Malvern, so they'll back it up, and it'll be a longer attempt. That's the danger, Mike, of an underdog team coming in. You get them off to a good start, they could be trouble. And again, Coach Barr was concerned about playing this team tonight.
You got to be up for every game. It's tough.
Yep.
It's a real tough thing to do when you played a couple big games. You had a couple big ones, especially last week against Lancaster McCaskey. They beat a team they really weren't supposed to beat. And to come out here on Friday night in front of the home crowd and turn it on, it's time to really get your mind in focus and go for it.
Well, Coach Barr was not happy with this week's practice. He didn't think the intensity was there in practice. And it's difficult for a coach to try to get your team fired up, and you just can't seem to do it. This amounts to a 25-yard extra point attempt, and it is blocked.
That may come into play as time goes on.
We will take a timeout as Malvern Prep leads at 6-0. Stay with us. We'll be back after this timeout.
Coatesville Savings Bank was created many years ago to help people own their own homes. Coatesville Savings' success has surpassed others, not by being the largest lending institution, but by maintaining their edge as the best. Join the trusted Coatesville Savings Bank, an association whose deposits are federally insured up to $100,000, an equal housing lender with an affordable housing program. Those in the know depend on Coatesville Savings Bank.
Back here at DiSerafino Stadium, and Malvern Prep out 6-0 on the strength of a 65-yard punt return by Matt O'Brien. And Downingtown's offense will have another crack at it as Bob Del Vescovo will tee it up again. Right down the middle. Fielded by John Barry at about the 7-yard line. Barry brings it out across the 25, and the Whippits will try it again.
Greg, when you look at professional football teams, look like the Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys coming on Monday night, it really comes down to game plans. I mean, both game plans are solid, but we're looking at turnovers and penalties. Tonight it might not be the same. It comes down to intensity, comes into drive. There's a lot of different factors other than a high-level football game.
Well, you can win a game on emotion from time to time. And so far, Malvern Prep is fired up, and we'll see what Downingtown can do here as they get the ball back after the Malvern score. Bryn Boggs is tripped up in the backfield.
Nice tackle. Can't get his number.
Looked like Matt Lewis, the linebacker on the outside, came up to make the stop. Loss on the play of 4 yards. Bryn Boggs, 3 carries for 2 yards. The first 4 offensive plays for the Whippits. Call it 2nd down and 14 to go for the Whippits. And they're going to give it to Aaron Harris, and Harris, or check that, that was Bryn Boggs.
Stuffed again.
Run out on the left side, and it will be 3rd down. Downingtown's offense not doing much here in the early goings. Boggs picks up a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 13 to go.
Greg, every run play has been off the left side at this point. I'm kind of curious why they haven't attempted one off the left side.
Well, that, and in fact, now the left side is the short side of the field.
Excuse me, the right side then, I guess, yes.
Tom Casera comes out to the near side on 3rd and 13. Possible throwing situation here for the Whippets. Little play action, looking downfield. Complete to John Barry, short of the 1st down. Nice play by Matt Lewis, the linebacker, and it looks like Downingtown will kick it away again, but it was a nice quick hitter for the Whippets, but short of the 1st down. About a 10-yard completion to John Barry. So it's 4th down, and the Whippets will kick it away from their own 36-yard line. Andy Meehan back to kick it away, and Matt O'Brien, we met him a couple of minutes ago, nearly blocked. Kick it away from O'Brien, and it's going to bounce down at the 33-yard line. We'll keep it here as we've got 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go, and now we'll have a chance to set the Malvern offense. Across the offensive line, it's Michael Brennan and John Hollowell, the tackles. Luke Mooney and Joe Kling, the guards, and the center is Steve Ganna. The quarterback is Ryan Polly, 6 feet, 170 pounds. He's a sophomore. Matt O'Brien is the halfback, John Grimley the fullback, and Mike Delavecchio will be the wingback. The split end is Brian McTeer. And the tight ends, you'll alternate them, Jim Bruder and Rick Colvin, and we'll meet the Downingtown defense after this play. 1st and 10 for the Friars at their own 33-yard line. Inside, the give to O'Brien.
In the Downingtown defense goes Don Westbrook, the left defensive end, Dan Carroll, the right defensive end, Norm Kropp coming off a concussion at the right defensive tackle, Charlie Morse, a 6'1", 238-pound junior at the left defensive tackle, and the nose guard is Matt Davis. The linebackers, Aaron Harris has moved up from safety, along with Tom Ippolito in the middle, and Andy Meehan at right outside linebacker as we go back to action here.
2nd down and 7 to go, as that was John Dwyer on the carry for 3 yards. This time it is Delavecchio, and he is stomped by Tom Casera.
Good tackle.
And Tom Ippolito.
And we'll finish up the defensive. The left cornerback is Tom Casera. Mike Dominance playing the middle, the safety position, and John Barry is the right cornerback. John Barry having a good season as far as I've seen, everything I've seen from him.
Yeah, he's a tough little player. Not real big in stature, but he comes up with the big play.
In fact, Barry is now playing the middle position out there, the safety position.
And Mike Dominic has moved over to the cornerback spot. 3rd down and long here for the Friars. 9 to go.
Going to the air.
Polly rolling to his right, looking out in the flat, complete to O'Brien. And Aaron Harris with a nice tackle. And Mike, we talked about it. The running backs coming out of the backfield. Linebackers have to cover him, and there you saw why Coach Barr moved Aaron Harris to linebacker.
Excellent tackle.
Pass is complete, but it will be 4th down. Give him a 3-yard pickup, and Matt O'Brien, the leading receiver on the team in terms of catches, he's got 7 now on the season.
You know, Greg, in the long run, Downingtown is really the more physical team here, size-wise and physical-wise here, and they have to take control of that right now in this ball possession. They have to jam the ball down the middle. They have to control the offensive line, which they have not been able to do.
Bob Del Vescovo on the kick.
He's got a nice foot.
And Casera fielded at his own 31-yard line, and he gets it out near the 40. We'll take a timeout. 4:10 left to play in the first quarter. It is 6-0. Malvern Prep will be back to Downingtown. The Callan Laundromat offers you every convenience a self-service laundromat can. The Callan Laundromat is newly expanded and outfitted with the newest and best equipment to allow you to get your clothes the cleanest and driest in less time than ever before. Callan Laundromat has giant 50-pound washers, computerized dryers with high-speed extractors that are perfect for cleaning those heavy blankets that have been stored since spring. The Callan Laundromat has plenty of free parking and an attendant on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're located on Lincoln Highway in Coatesville, right next to McDonald's. Try them. Back to action here, and we have a penalty flag, so you didn't miss anything. 6-0. The Friars leading the Whippits here, and here's the official with the white hat. Illegal procedure against the Whippits. That's Downingtown's first penalty, and Malvern Prep's got one. Coatesville taking on Boyertown tonight at Boyertown, and that game is on live on WCOJ. It is first down and 15 for the Whippits. Brian Benner under center. Give it to Bryn Boggs on the fake off the right side, and he gets back near the original line of scrimmage, about a 4-yard gain. Very enthusiastically brought down by the Malvern defense.
Malvern doesn't look confused about this offense at all.
No, not yet.
I mean, they're really keen on Aaron Harris. If they had given the ball to Harris, he was going nowhere, and the linebacker stepped it very nicely for Boggs in that play. So they've been studying the films this week.
So far, it looks like Downingtown's been running, faking to Harris inside. You may see them start to give it to him outside and let him use his speed. That's what they're doing to Boggs right now.
I think he'd be right now off tackle, right off tackle to Aaron Harris. I think you'd probably see the ball.
2nd and 10. And that's an inside give to Harris. And again, he is tackled. Nice defensive play by the Friars so far. Time Rick Colvin was in on the stop along with a couple of his friends. And there's Aaron Harris going back to the huddle. Give Aaron 1 yard. It'll be 3rd down and a little less than 10 to go, but another 3rd and long. Downingtown has had quite a few 3rd and long situations here. Benner under center. Looking out into the flat. Flips it out for Barry over his head, incomplete. A lot of pushing and shoving going on out in the field, Mike, after the play. There's quite a bit of intensity out there tonight.
Get a flag
and we've got it maybe an illegal and unsportsmanlike, as there was some pushing and shoving going on, some linemen involved, and it's going to be unsportsmanlike against the Whippits. Oh boy, I wouldn't want to be that player going over and seeing Coach Barr after that. That's going to push them back probably to their own 25-yard line if it's a 15. And that's going to hurt.
Brings back memory of Andre Waters when he's done a couple of those in the past, and rarely they hurt him, but a few have hurt the team. And
it is a 15. It seems like in Andre's case that it's not happening as much this year, and it's true for the entire Eagles team. And they seem like they're a lot more controlled,
a lot more disciplined.
Andy Meehan is back to kick. As there you saw a quick shot of John Barr, the coach. Meehan gets the kickoff. It's short to the left and short. Takes a nice Downingtown bounce and will roll down to about the 42-yard line. We will take a timeout. 1 minute and 51 seconds to play in the first quarter. It is 6-0 Malvern Prep. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Back to action here, and Matt O'Brien rips off another nice run for Malvern Prep on first down.
It's about a 17-yard pickup by O'Brien. He looks like a nice runner.
It'll be 17 yards. That's right, Mike. 17 yards for Matt O'Brien. That's his first offensive play, and in 2 plays, he's got 82 yards of offense.
I would say give him the ball.
Yeah, well, he's the leading rusher.
Throw him a screen pass. Let's see what happens.
Well, we see why. He's caught the most passes and got the most rushing yardage.
He's a big guy. No, he's actually...
6'1", 175, senior.
Looks a little bigger than that to me from out here.
He's playing big right now. They're going to give it to O'Brien again on the left side, and again, he cracks off for some yardage, about 4 or 5. See where
this
they
is where
spot it.
Downingtown has been
4
tough
yards.
all year long. Right inside the 40-yard line, right around the 40-yard line, they start shutting people down.
It will be 2nd down and about 6. The ball is at the Downingtown 36-yard line. Polly hands it off on the inside to Dwyer. Dwyer breaks through. He'll have the 1st down, but there's a flag. So we'll wait and see what the call will be as we'll get the word from the official. 34 seconds left to go here in this first quarter. It is illegal procedure against the offense. That's the 2nd penalty for Malvern.
They're going to call legal procedure on number 83, Rick Colvin. And Rick doesn't know exactly what he did wrong. In fact, I was watching Rick Colvin on that play, and he actually did do nothing wrong. So I'm not sure exactly what that call is about.
It's going to move it back to the original line of scrimmage, just a little pass. So it'll be 2nd down and a long 10 as we approach the end of the first quarter. This will probably be the last play, and then we will go to a break as some Malvern fans arrive here at DiSerafino. O'Brien in motion, and it's going to be an option. Polly takes it inside, and Tom Ippolito wraps Polly up. But yeah, you could see that one coming, Mike, as O'Brien moved in motion, and he was the option guy, but Polly kept it.
They ran a lot of different formats out of this offense. Several different options on that play.
3-yard gain, and that'll be the last play of the quarter. Maybe not. Now they start the clock again, and that is the end of the first quarter. We'll take a break. It is 6-0. Malvern leading Downingtown. We'll come back to DiSerafino Stadium for the second quarter after this timeout.
Slow Motors Ford announces great year-end deals on all their 92s in stock. Save thousands on 92 and 93 models with rebates on almost every vehicle. Slow Motors Ford also has over 40 brand new 93 Tauruses and a large selection of Escorts too. Remember, Slow Motors Ford will match or beat any deal on a 1992 or 93 Ford in stock. Slow Motors Ford just 1 mile west of Exton, across from Festivals at Oakland's on Business Route 30. Slow Motors Ford, serving Chester County for over 25 years.
Welcome back to DiSerafino Stadium. Greg Milligan, Mike McAleer here. We are getting ready for the second quarter of action as Downingtown in the blue jerseys and Malvern Prep in the white. The only score was a 65-yard punt return by Matt O'Brien, the first time that Malvern Prep touched the ball.
Greg, I think on both sides of the offensive ball, they're trying to figure out what the defense is doing. Downingtown not able to move the ball. Malvern having a little better luck on this particular series.
It is 3rd down and 7, though, for the Friars. Play action. Polly looking, and he'll be taken down.
Nice tackle that time.
Nice tackle for the Whippets. That was Don Westbrook coming up to make the stop, and it'll be 4th down. Westbrook with a nice tackle there for the Whippets from the defensive end spot, and it'll be 4th down and 9 to go. See if the Friars will punt or go for it. Looks like they're going to go for it. Fourth and 9, and now we are going to have a punting situation. Standing right at the 50-yard line. Out of your picture. Del Vescovo punts it out of bounds, going for the corner, and it bounces into the end zone. We'll keep it here as Del Vescovo going for that coffin corner. Didn't get it. It bounced into the end zone. The Whippets will have it 1st down and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Greg, and looking at the offense for the Downingtown Whippets, they've had a hard time putting points on the boards in the last several weeks.
Well, last week they were somewhat efficient with the offense. 2 weeks ago they did very well. When we were here, it was 28-0. Last week it was 7-6, but they played a good McCaskey team. This is their big quarter, though. They've scored 22 points so far this season in the second quarter. We'll see if they can get on track here in this ball game. Just underway in the second quarter. First down for the Whippets at the 20. Aaron Harris picks up a couple, about 3, before he's taken down. It'll be second down and about 7 to go.
Greg, look for Benner to start carrying that ball a little bit more himself on that play.
A little more option?
Yep. Instead of pitching it to Boggs or handing off of the middle to Harris, look for him to keep it. He's done that well before.
Second down and 7 to go for the Whippets as Casera comes out to the near side. And the backs are in the I formation.
Everybody up. Look at Malvern there. Everybody's up on the line.
That's play action time.
Yes, it is.
Option. Ball's on the ground. Picked up by Malvern and taken down inside the Downingtown 20. It will be Rick Colvin. Questionable decision for Brian Benner to pitch that one as he was being hit. But it's a tough call. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20. You want to try to make something happen, but
a lot of credit to the penetration for the Malvern Prep Friars. All over each player.
Yes.
Benner, person in his face. Harris, person in his face. Boggs, somebody in his face.
Rick Colvin picked up the loose ball and rumbled down to the 7-yard line. First down and goal to go. So Downingtown's defense has to step up here. It's Matt O'Brien. He is stacked up and gang tackled. See where they spot the ball, but Downingtown's defense did pretty well there on first down. It'll be second down and goal. Mike, how important do you think this is for Downingtown to stop Malvern here?
This is probably the key of the game. The way the game is flowing right now, neither offense is really moving the ball whatsoever. It's going to come down to turnovers, and this is a big key one right here. Downingtown can stop them here. You could feel momentum shift here shortly.
Well, you figure if Malvern scores here, they will have scored off of a special teams play, a punt return, and then a turnover. And those are two keys that coaches at every level will talk about, turnovers and special teams. And to this point, that's been the key. As you say, Mike, the offenses haven't really been moving the ball, and it comes down to other things about the game that will decide the outcome. And so far, it's those types of things.
You know, one of the big keys in professional football, they talk about the giveaway and the takeaway points.
Yes.
You always look at teams, the top teams, you know, the 49ers, the Eagles, the Giants when they're in their heyday, and the Skins, and they always have pluses, big pluses.
Yep.
So hold the ball and pick up the loose ball, or cause the ball, like the Friars did on that last possession by Downingtown. Hit somebody, bring it loose, and you're in good field position to score. So.
Well, the most glaring example of that right now in the NFL is the LA Raiders, as they have not won a ball game yet, but yet they've outgained every opponent. But their giveaway takeaway ratio is -11, and that's what's killing them.
That's right. Sounds simple, doesn't it?
Yeah, just don't fumble.
Yeah.
Well, the Whippets need to stop the Friars here. It is second down and goal to go from the 8-yard line.
You were talking about play action. Look for it here.
Polly under center. Rolling left, looking for his man. He is swarmed under. Looked like he started to lose his footing, and coming in to make the stop for the Whippets was Matt Sibley. Nice play by Sibley, and it looked like Polly lost his footing as well a little bit.
Greg, it was interesting to see the Chesmont teams, Westchester, Henderson, Westchester East, Coatesville, Downingtown, and Boyertown, I guess. 20-3 against teams out of their own league, which I thought was an interesting statistic. I mean, this is a tough football league.
Absolutely.
So for Malvern to come in here and upset Downingtown tonight would be a nice notch in their.
That's why it's a small league. Nobody wants to play them. Third and goal from the 15-yard line. Big play for the Whippets defense. Looking over the middle, through the fingertips of Brian McTerr, and incomplete. He had him on a little slant.
Brian probably should have caught that ball.
Little high, but it was within the area. So the Whippets force a field goal try anyway. And on the season, Toland has 2 field goals. Ryan Toland is a junior, 5'10", 160 pounds, and it's not going to be Toland, it's going to be Del Vescovo. I guess he tries the longer attempts. He's the senior, he does the kicking off, and this is going to be A 32-yard attempt.
These are big points.
For Bob Del Vescovo. And it is not blocked. Oh, boy, how did he get it through that?
I don't know.
It is good. Holy mackerel, how did he get it past Matt Sibley? Sibley was standing right on top of him. We'll take a timeout as it's 9-0 Malvern on an unbelievable field goal. 8:33 left. Stay with us. We'll be back.
Pirozzo, esperienza internazionale con cibi italiani su qualsiasi pizza, lasagna, egg and plain, veal or chicken parmigiano, manicotti, stuffed shallot, steak, hoagie. Everything is fresh and cooked to order.
At Parksburg Pizza and Beer, you'll get the best pizza in town, plus the tastiest hoagies and steaks and wonderful Italian platters. For a taste of heaven, call 857-1111. Parksburg Pizza and Beer, 302 West Main Street, Parksburg, for the best of the best.
Back to action here as Mike, I still cannot figure out how he got that field goal past Matt Sibley, who was standing right on top of him.
I'd like to see that again, maybe 2 or 3 times. I don't get it either.
I don't know if it went right through his hands or off to the side or what, but Sibley broke through, and I thought for sure it was going to be blocked. But it wasn't, and it's 9-0 Malvern. Big points, as you say.
Little soccer style.
Squib kick. Picked up by Jennings. George Jennings.
I'll tell you what.
First down for the Whippits.
Looking at the Downingtown sidelines on that, after that kick went through, coaches over there trying to fire their troops up. They're getting themselves in a whole lot of trouble right here with 8:25 left in the second quarter. It's 9-0 Malvern Prep. Malvern Prep looking good.
Well, they've taken advantage of 2 big plays, the punt return and the fumble, and they've cashed in on both of them. First down for the Whippits, the ball at the 33-yard line. Little play action inside. It's Casera on the little slant, and it's a first down for the Whippets. That was a nice one.
Nice little slant pattern over the middle, right
Nothing
between
fancy.
the cornerback and the linebacker. Nice throw by Brenner. Brian Benner.
Pick up of 12 yards.
Little zip on that ball.
Benner does have a nice arm. For the season, he's 8 out of 22 with 2 touchdowns and an interception, and he has thrown for 83 yards, but he's got 22 so far tonight, 2 out of 3. First down for the Whippets. Option. Benner keeps it, and the whistles blew long before he was taken down. I don't know if one of the officials were faked out.
I think they might have been.
Because they blew that whistle long before Brian Benner hit the ground.
Now, that's maybe one of the things that Downingtown has to do, considering that Malvern Prep has 2 of their outside linebackers up on the line. They're going to stuff Aaron Harris. That's obviously the key of their game right now. They're going to take away Boggs' game on the outside, so maybe it's time to open something up on the outside.
Well, John Barry and Tom Casera are normally the guys that Brian Benner will throw to. You've got 8 Friars right up on the line of scrimmage. Straight drop. Looking right, batted down. Rick Colvin batted it down.
Good idea, though. Great defense by the Friars that time to come up and penetrate and knock the ball down. However, good call decision that time by Downingtown to look for the little flat.
Colvin came through on the left side, and that's where Benner was looking. And there you see a nice shot of the Downingtown huddle. 6:55 left to play here in this first half from DiSerafino Stadium. Third down for Downingtown, and another big play for the Whippets. 3rd and 6 at the 48-yard line.
Linebackers are back. Look for Aaron
Looking
Harris
for a
in the
little
middle.
more pass situation here, and we'll see what Downingtown does with it as Casera's at the top of the screen. Option. Benner keeps it, sneaks through, and he'll be close to a first down. Looks like he'll get it. Good effort by Brian Benner that time to get the first down. He knew where he had to get to, and he got there.
Good call selection that time by Coach Barr, or whoever called that play. I don't know if Benner called that on the line or not. Didn't look like it.
He does call audibles from time to time.
What you have to do with this defense, if they got everybody up, you got to spread them out. Throw the ball or option the ball or get them off the line.
Well, this is the Whippets' best penetration so far tonight, as they're at the 40-yard line. First down and 10 Casera comes out to the bottom of your screen, and Barry in the slot. Everybody's in tight on the Malvern defense, except for a couple of defensive backs. Benner back to pass, looking for Casera on a go. He's got him. Complete. Down near the goal line. Well, Mike, we talked about it, and there it was.
Yep.
A little down and out.
That's what you got to do. You're going to put 8 people up on me in the line, I'm going to burn you, one way or the other. You want to go one-on-one? Anybody can beat anybody one-on-one.
Sure. Nice timing pattern, too, as Benner threw it out there, and Casera ran under it. A 38-yard completion to Casera. And it will be first down and goal for the Whippits at the 2-yard line.
Look at any great wide receiver that gets one-on-one, and you can't believe he's one-on-one instead of 2-on-1 like a Jerry Rice or a Fred Barnett. He just, his mouth salivates, and the quarterback picks it up right away.
First and goal for Downingtown. Inside to Bryn Boggs, touchdown. The Whippets crack it over. Boggs goes in from 2 yards away, and the Whippets are on the board.
And I think you can look for the Whippets to go for 2 right here.
I would, well, that'll be an interesting call by Coach Barr. As the difference between a 2-point deficit and a 1-point deficit is not that great.
That's true.
But we'll see. They are going to go for one as it's George Smith. George Smith for the extra point. Kick is up, and it's good. We'll take a timeout as it's 9-7. Malvern Prep leading Downingtown. 5:49 to play in the first half. We've got a good one here, folks. Stay with us. We'll be back after this timeout.
The Thorndale Inn, just off the Route 30 bypass on Route 340 in Thorndale, features the area's biggest and best lunch buffet. For just $3.99, you can choose from 2 delicious soups, fresh homemade salads, and more. And for only $5.99, all the delicious hot entrees, plus the soup and salad. Chicken, pasta, meatballs, something new every day and always fresh. But the Thorndale Inn is more than food, it's fun. There's happy hour with free hors d'oeuvres weekdays 4 to 6. Wednesday night is ladies' night, Friday is singles night, and Saturday is oldies night, all with great DJ music. The Thorndale Inn, great food and great fun, open 7 days a week.
Back to action here. George Smith will be teeing it up for Downingtown. Back deep, Delavecchio and O'Brien.
Not O'Brien again. I think we've seen enough of him for one night.
Well, he's got that long punt return for a touchdown.
He's got 2 carries for about 95 yards, is that?
Yeah, well, he's got 3 rushing carries for 21, plus the 65-yard punt return. George Smith tees it off. And Delavecchio will field this one at the 10-yard line. Delavecchio breaks through a seam, and he's taken down at the 34-yard line.
Nothing fancy about that. Delavecchio found a little seam, just put his head down. No jukes, no moves, no nothing. He put his head down and picked up a nice run.
Well, you know, there are very few times when you get a good kick return when you have somebody out there dancing around. You get guys like I think Visek Kahim is the best example. He catches the ball and he runs straight up the field, and then he makes a cut. You get a lot of guys back there that are, I don't know what they're doing. Looks like they've got ants in their pants, just dancing around, not doing anything.
Yep.
And then they finally take off.
Another good one was Wally Henry when he was in Philadelphia. Right up the field.
Except that time he fumbled in the playoffs into the end zone.
About that.
Giants.
Wally lives in Westchester, by the way.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe he's watching tonight. So. Maybe.
And we have a penalty here. It appears.
See some of the Malvern bench. It looks like it's going to be against Malvern as the officials are speaking with the Downingtown players, and that'll be the 3rd penalty of the night on Malvern. Just waiting to see what the officials rule here. There you see the officials. The official is in the white hat, and they're
looking up here to the booth, I believe.
Oh, are they looking to the replay booth?
Yes, I think they want your opinion on that, Greg.
Hey, I'm just glad we're on the air, let me tell you. We finally have gotten onto the air, and it looks pretty good. Personal foul against Malvern. That's going to be a big one. In fact, they're going to kick it over again.
Going to kick it from the 40.
It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
We have got 5 minutes and 43 seconds left to play here in the first half, and it is 9-7.
Okay, now they're moving it up.
Well, they're going to move it up to the 45. So George Smith, you would still think that it would be marked off after the from where they returned it to. I don't know why they would.
Unless it was a personal foul. Unless it was a.
You would still think it would be after the play was over. Who knows? Onside kick here, Mike. What do you have to lose?
Nah, you get plenty of time. Their defense is playing well. Stuff them, and you're in good field position.
You'd think that George Smith should be able to reach the end zone from here, as the last one he booted about 50 yards.
Maybe a squib kick. You're right.
We'll see. Smith boots it, and that's in the end zone. They're not even going to try. It better go out of the back of the end zone. That's a live ball in the end zone.
And I don't believe George is too happy with that. Maybe.
Well, we'll have a first down and 10 at the 20. Well, you can't return that for a touchdown. But that's a live ball. They should have at least gone back and made sure it went out of the back of the end zone. If that thing would have died in the end zone, Downingtown could have gotten a touchdown out of it. 5 minutes, 43 seconds to play in the first half. It is 9-7. Malvern leading. Give it on the inside to Dwyer.
Picks up about 6 on the play.
And it will be second down and about 5 to go. Dwyer's second carry, he's got 8 yards on the night. And the offensive numbers, Mike, we talked about it before, are not going to be that tremendous. Except for Brian Benner's passing numbers. He's 3 out of 4 for 60 yards.
Now, these are really not high-powered offenses. It's going to come down, like we talked about before, is turnovers and grinding the ball out.
Yep.
And big plays.
Second down and 5. And Polly on the option. Oh, nice fake.
Nice fake.
Brian Polly with a great fake. He's taken down hard by Tom Casera, and then Tom Ippolito throws somebody down after the play.
Excellent play by the quarterback, Paolo, there.
Faked everybody out with that fake. I guess that's what a fake is designed for, but he did it very well.
Yep. Very nice decision.
10-yard pickup by the sophomore quarterback.
4:55 left here. Second quarter. Malvern moving the ball pretty well now.
Had a good ball game so far. A little bit of everything. Ball at the 34-yard line. First and 10 for the Friars. Got Dwyer and O'Brien behind Polly, with Delavecchio now moving in motion. Here comes that play again. Now they're going to hand it inside to Dwyer. He picks up a couple before he's taken down. Aaron Harris in there. Andy Meehan. Tom Ippolito. Pickup of 3 for Dwyer. It'll be second down. Seems like Dwyer's does most of the inside running. Of course, he's a pretty big guy at 6'2", 215.
Big play right now, 2nd and 7. Downingtown needs the ball before the half ends.
4 minutes left to play in the first half. Pitch. O'Brien.
Nothing doing.
Sibley steps through and makes the stop. Matt Sibley has made a couple of nice plays in the backfield as he knocked down Polly on that big third down play, and then he nearly blocked that field goal. Now he makes another nice play there, tripping up O'Brien. So it's back to the original line of scrimmage, a loss of 3. It will be 3rd down and 10 for Malvern Prep.
You know, we talked about situations for big turnovers. Here's one right now.
You would think that we'll see a passing play here with 3:10 to go in the half. O'Brien in motion.
Looking to throw.
Under pressure, down he goes. Don Westbrook came from the left defensive end to make the stop. And the sack on the play, a loss of 4 yards. And the Downingtown defense comes up big on the passing situation.
With 2:50 left in the second quarter, a little bit of time left here.
4th and 14. Bob Delvescovo will kick it away.
And
They
want to kick the ball away from Aaron Harris.
Harris and Casera back there deep, and the punter out of your picture. To the left. Nearly blocked again. It's a high one. Harris fields it at his own 36-yard line. dancing around, and he's taken down after about a 5-yard return. We'll keep it here with 2:25 to play in the first half. And Malvern leading 9-7.
Greg, it'll be interesting to see how Malvern Prep sets up on defense this time. If they have 8 people up on the line, or if they slide back a little bit on with the linebackers and prepare for that pass a little bit. Benner's looked sharp on his passing plays.
Yeah, I would think with just 2:20 to go that they're going to play it like they're going to throw.
This is where I'd hand the ball off to some of these speed backs that can run it.
The draw could really do it if they're going to back off. They're not up real tight on the first play from the 41. Inside to Aaron, and he picks up about 3 or 4 yards. Maybe run a couple times, try to suck him in, and then go for another long one. And we've got an injured player for Downingtown. Tough to get a number. Looks like one of the offensive linemen. Looks like Matt Davis, the center. Why don't we take a quick break here as Matt tries to get himself together. 1:50 to play in the first half. Downingtown trails by 2. Back in a minute.
Speak up if you want to be heard.
I think that's what America really wants is just honesty.
Your vote is your voice.
I just think that somebody's got to stand up and somebody's got to take control.
You can make a difference.
Tell your friends, listen to the news, read the newspaper, spread the word.
You got to vote for somebody you believe in.
Every single vote counts.
It's your future. Start taking control of it now. Register and vote.
Field looks like he's going to be okay. Second down and call it 7 from the 44-yard line. At halftime, we'll take a look at the first half stats, talk about the second half, and have a chance to listen to some of the marching band too. And we're going to have a Downingtown timeout. We'll keep it here for the break. Downingtown is 2-1, and they came off of that big upset of McCaskey, 7-6. McCaskey was ranked honorable mention for the state before that loss, and they're now 2-2 as Coatesville also beat McCaskey.
In a great game.
That was a great game. That was a great game. And in that ball game, Downingtown-McCaskey, Downingtown's head coach John Barr was knocked unconscious on the sideline as he was bowled over by a couple of McCaskey players, and very scary moment. And former Coatesville and former Downingtown head coach Mike Dominic ended up donning the headsets and going up into the press box and helping to call plays. Mike's son, of course, starting defensive back for the Whippits. He was thrust back into the coaching spot. He had his Coatesville hat on too as he was coaching Downingtown's team. Of course, there was
hard feelings.
Well, no, not at all. There was quite a bit of controversy when Coach Dominic went from Downingtown to Coatesville. The two teams don't get along well enough as it is. And then to have the coach go from one school to the other, that really fueled the fire.
We got 1:30 left here. Big play right here.
Second down and 7 to go.
Watch for Boggs on this side of the field towards the press box.
All right. Nope, straight drop. Looking for Boggs out in the flat. Now it's a screen to Harris on the right side. Harris, couple of blockers, breaks across 50, 40, 35, 30.
Goodbye.
Aaron Harris,
Goodbye.
one man to beat, touchdown, Downingtown.
Beautiful play, Coach Barr.
56 yards on the screen.
First screen all day, perfect time for it. Minute 20 left in the second quarter. Very nicely designed, had the blockers out there, took down a couple guys and leave it to Aaron Harris to do the rest.
He did have a nice wall of blockers down the sideline for that play, the screen. And the Whippets get their first lead of the night. Some real nice play calling tonight by John Barr as he set up the other touchdown with a nice pass play call.
The timing has been excellent. When to give the big plays.
George Smith for the extra point. The Whippets lead it 13-9. Smith. The kick is up and the kick is good. We will keep it here as it is 14-9. Downingtown leads it. Big plays, Mike.
Absolutely. Really nicely designed play. I mean, you do that thing 100 times in practice, 100 times in practice. You have one chance to do it in a game in that situation. They pulled it off, and it was nicely done. And Malvern was there to defense it. It was just a well done job by the Downingtown Whippits.
Yeah, the blockers really got out there and set it up nicely. You had the tight end out there and the offensive lineman throwing blocks. They brought Bryn Boggs to the near side, which might have brought somebody with him.
Absolutely.
But it looked like Benner was looking for Aaron Harris all the way. That was a design screen from the get-go, and it really worked well.
It was nice the way Benner looked off him, though.
Mm-hmm. He looked to the left quickly.
Down the field quickly, and then he came back to him, which it's not an easy thing to do and still find him. And a lot of things are happening very quickly. Nice play, Benner, also.
And also, Brian Benner took a hit after he released the ball. Somebody was coming right at him, but he had the composure to stay in and complete the pass and take the shot. 1:10 to play in the half as George Smith tees it up. It's a line drive fielded by one of the up men. And he's taken down hard, and suddenly the Downingtown side is fired up.
Yeah.
As that was...
Just read off about 4 numbers.
Just pick one. There were a number of guys came in to make that stop. Nice play. And there's John Barr with the headset on, Downingtown's head coach. And he has called some tremendous plays tonight for the offense.
I don't know how
I'm assuming that he called those plays. Brian Benner may have audible.
If he had, more power to him.
Yeah, that's a heck of an audible for a junior quarterback. Although he got a lot of fire last year. He was thrown into the fire last year. 45 seconds. Inside give to Dwyer. Dwyer picks up about 5 yards.
They're going to go quick huddle here, I believe, or try to get one more play off.
And they're finally going to call a timeout, but they wasted probably 8 to 10 seconds. It's all the way down to 29 before they finally called the timeout. Ball's at the 29-yard line, and getting a score from the Coatesville-Boyertown game, 33-love. Coatesville pounding Boyertown, and you wouldn't expect that.
Expecting a 7-point differential or 14-point differential at max.
I'll tell you, Coatesville's got a good team, and Downingtown is going to be visiting Coatesville next week, 2 o'clock, and we'll have that one live Saturday afternoon again here on Channel 7.
You know, everybody talks about Coatesville's offense with Washington and Tulls, but I'm impressed more with the defense.
The defense, yeah, the defense. Well,
they're stingy.
So is head coach Jack Helm. He is thrilled with the defense. He thinks the offense still has a ways to go. They must be playing well tonight to have 33 points in the first half. But next week we'll see Coatesville against these Whippits.
Here it comes.
Inside handoff to O'Brien, and Don Westbrook reads it and sticks O'Brien. Westbrook saw that one coming all the way, was not fooled.
Yeah, that's a real decoy play right there. They're trying to suck Westbrook out of the play, and he did not bite on that play.
That's important for those outside guys to stay at home on those kind of plays, and he did there. And it looks like they're not going to get another playoff as the clock is just going to run out. And that's it. We're at halftime. And the Whippets with another big second quarter. That's been their quarter so far this season. They have another one as they post 14 points. And they lead it 14-9 at the break. We're going to take a timeout. And when we come back, we will take a look at some action from that first half. And we will also give a listen to the band that will be performing at halftime. Stay with us. It's 14-9. Downingtown over Malvern Prep at halftime. We'll be right back.
Coatesville Savings Bank was created many years ago to help people own their own homes. Coatesville Savings' success has surpassed others, not by being the largest lending institution, but by maintaining their edge as the best. Join the trusted Coatesville Savings Bank, an association whose deposits are federally insured up to $100,000, an equal housing lender with an affordable housing program. Those in the know depend on Coatesville Savings Bank.
The Callan Laundromat offers you every convenience a self-service laundromat can.
The Callan Laundromat is newly expanded and outfitted with the newest and best equipment to allow you to get your clothes the cleanest and driest in less time than ever before. Callan Laundromat has giant 50-pound washers, computerized dryers with high-speed extractors that are perfect for cleaning those heavy blankets that have been stored since spring. The Callan Laundromat has plenty of free parking and an attendant on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're located on Lincoln Highway in Coatesville, right next to McDonald's. Try them.
For competitively priced prescriptions and the finest in healthcare needs, visit the all-new Guthriesville Pharmacy. The new store may be bigger and brighter, but you'll still see the same friendly faces and receive the same efficient service as before. For cosmetics, beauty supplies, quality photo finishing, and now American Express MoneyGrams and money orders, stop by the all-new Guthriesville Pharmacy in Guthriesville Plaza, Route 322, Guthriesville. Stop in anytime and have your blood pressure checked free. It's Guthriesville Pharmacy, open 7 days a week.
Slow Motors Ford announces great year-end deals on all their 92s in stock. Save thousands on 92 and 93 models with rebates on almost every vehicle. Slow Motors Ford also has over 40 brand new 93 Tauruses and a large selection of Escorts too. Remember, Slow Motors Ford will match or beat any deal on a 1992 or 93 Ford in stock. Slow Motors Ford just 1 mile west of Exton, across from Festivals at Oakland's on Business Route 30. Slow Motors Ford, serving Chester County for over 25 years.
Il mio nome è Rocco Pirozzo, ho esperienza internazionale con cibi italiani su qualsiasi pizza, lasagna, egg and plain, veal or chicken parmigiana, manicotti, stuffed shallot, steak, hoagie. Everything is fresh and cooked to order.
At Parksburg Pizza and Beer, you'll get the best pizza in town, plus the tastiest hoagies and steaks and wonderful Italian platters. For a taste of heaven, call 857-1111. Parksburg Pizza and Beer, 302 West Main Street, Parksburg, for the best of the best.
We're at halftime of our ball game here at Downingtown's DiSerafino Stadium, with the Whippits leading the Malvern Prep Friars 14-9. And Mike, your comments on the first half? Pretty well played first half.
Great first half. You know, we talked about prior to the game that turnovers might play a big part of it, and sure enough for the Malvern Friars, it sure enough did. They got the punt return for the touchdown to start things off. They got a return on a fumble where they were able to capitalize on it and get a field goal, which was super. The tide has shifted. Downingtown looks like they know what they're doing on defense, first of all, and second of all, Malvern was bringing everybody up on defense. They had 8 people across the line. Benner started dropping back and hitting people on the flat. Opens up the defense a little bit more. We don't have 8 men up anymore. We have 3 back. Opens a hole for Boggs and the other running backs. So it looks like it really comes down to a chess game when you look into the second half. Look for Downingtown to open things up a little bit more with a little more passing possibly and pitching the ball out a little bit more. And Malvern's playing a lot of enthusiasm, and Downingtown has to thwart that.
Let's review the scoring very quickly. Downingtown got the opening kickoff. They had 3 plays, and they punted it away. Matt O'Brien got the punt and ran it back 65 yards for a touchdown. A couple series later, Downingtown had a fumble, and Rick Colvin picked it up, ran it down to the 8-yard line. Malvern Prep ended up with a field goal there as Bob DiVescovo kicked the field goal from 32 yards away, and that made it 9-0. Malvern Prep was on top, but then Downingtown came back, Mike, with a couple of big plays. The first touchdown was set up by a little slant and then out to the corner by Tom Casera, and Brian Benner hit him with a nice timing pattern.
It was a really well-designed play, and you kind of could see it coming. Everybody's up, everybody's pressuring, so what do? You take the pressure off, you pull a plug, you send him out on a swing pass, and he was wide open. Any wide receiver in the NFL, most good wide receivers love one-on-one coverage, and most quarterbacks sit there and go, oh, wow, I got one-on-one coverage. So you look for it, you throw for it, and they found him. And he was wide open and took it in.
Bryn Boggs then scored on a 2-yard touchdown run. Downingtown got their second touchdown, Mike, on a play that you really liked, a 56-yard screen pass to Aaron Harris.
Again, it was great call playing. You could see everything flowing that way. Okay, why not get him out on the end? They faked a Boggs going around. They took a linebacker out of the play. They took a cornerback out of the play. A little soft over there, and they had the guard and the tackle both pulling. They blew out the linebacker and the defensive tackle on that side and leave the rest of the running back who just took it right down the sideline. Well-designed play, well-thought-out play, and great coaching by the Downingtown staff.
Okay, we're going to take another timeout, and when we come back, we will enjoy some of the halftime entertainment being provided for us. So stay with us. We'll be back. It's 14-9. Downingtown leads Malvern Prep at the half from Downingtown. We'll be right back.
The Thorndale Inn, just off the Route 30 bypass on Route 340 in Thorndale, features the area's biggest and best lunch buffet. For just $3.99, you can choose from 2 delicious soups, fresh homemade salads, and more. And for only $5.99, all the delicious hot entrees, plus the soup and salad. Chicken, pasta, meatballs, something new every day and always fresh. But the Thorndale Inn is more than food, it's fun. There's happy hour with free hors d'oeuvres weekdays 4 to 6. Wednesday night is ladies' night, Friday is singles night, and Saturday is oldies night, all with great DJ music. The Thorndale Inn, great food and great fun, open 7 days a week.
In 1861, the Downingtown National Bank opened its doors to provide financial support for individuals and businesses alike. And today, the Downingtown National Bank still stands ready to extend you money for the things you need and offers income-bearing accounts. Downingtown National Bank. In Lionville, Ludwig's Corner, Cowan, Little Washington, Downingtown, and the East End office for banking and trust services.
The only financial friend you'll ever need.
Member FDIC.
Speak up if you want to be heard.
I think that's what America really wants, is just honesty.
Your vote is your voice.
I just think that somebody's got to stand up and somebody's got to take control.
You can make a difference.
Tell your friends, listen to the news, read the newspaper, spread the word.
You got to vote for somebody you believe in.
Every single vote counts.
It's your future. Start taking control of it now. Register and vote.
You've been listening to the Downingtown Whippits marching band. Why don't we take a look at some of the halftime stats for our ball game? First of all, for Downingtown, as you look at the offensive numbers, Mike, the thing that jumps out at you is Brian Benner's passing totals. 4 out of 6 passing for a touchdown and 116 yards, most of it coming on Aaron Harris's 56-yard screen pass.
Yeah, that really jumps out at you. What really jumps out at me is the fact that the Downingtown rushing game has produced only 28 yards, which is a tribute to the Malvern Prep Friars, who have come up and really stuffed them. They started out stuffing them. They had 8 men on the line pretty much the first quarter, most of the second quarter, started to get loosened up a little in the second.
Brian Benner, 2 carries for 12 yards. Aaron Harris, 4 carries for 7. And Bryn Boggs, 6 carries for 9 yards, and he had a touchdown from 2 yards away. Receiving for the Whippets, Tom Casera, 2 catches for 50 yards. Aaron Harris, 1 catch for 56. And John Barry had a 10-yard completion.
Yeah, you look for John Barry here in the second half a little bit. John Barry's a big play guy. He can really run well, and he catches the ball well, and they've kind of kept him. He really hasn't touched the ball much here in the first half. Look for him to touch the ball in the second half.
For the Friars of Malvern Prep, Ryan Polly, their quarterback, is 1 out of 2 for 3 yards. That was a little flare to Matt O'Brien. O'Brien is the leading rusher, 5 carries, just 19 yards. John Dwyer, 4 carries for 17. Delavecchio, 1 carry for -2, and Ryan Polly, 5 carries for nothing. 34 yards rushing and 3 yards passing for Malvern. 37 yards offense for Malvern and 144 yards for Downingtown.
Yeah, Malvern hasn't done much on offense. That's a given. They have capitalized on a couple of mistakes, and that's why they got 9 points on the board. O'Brien looks like a pretty decent runner, as does Dwyer. So in the second half, I'm not sure if they're much of a passing game. I don't know a whole lot about Polly. He's 1 for 2, but they may have to open it up as time goes down.
Penalties, Malvern had 3, and Downingtown had 2, and Downingtown had 1 turnover, which Malvern cashed in for a field goal. Mike, if you look at Ryan Polly's passing numbers for the season, he's 18 for 35, 278 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 6 interceptions. He didn't have any in that first half, but if he goes to the air in that second half, Downingtown may get a chance for some picks.
You're absolutely right. You look at their past games against Henderson and the Hill School, they've been down, and sometimes when you're down, I mean, they're against a good Downingtown team here. They're 14-9, and sometimes you have to throw the ball. So maybe the heat's on him a little bit to put a little more extra zip on the ball and come up with some very big plays.
All right, well, we are going to take a quick timeout here as the teams will slowly make their way back out of the locker rooms. When we come back, we will take a look at the second half and maybe project what will happen, but of course it's just a guess. We'll be back after this timeout.
In 1861, the Downingtown National Bank opened its doors to provide financial support for individuals and businesses alike. And today, the Downingtown National Bank still stands ready to extend you money for the things you need and offers income-bearing accounts. Downingtown National Bank in Lionville, Ludwig's Corner, Cowan, Little Washington, Downingtown, and the East End office for banking and trust services.
The only financial friend you'll ever need.
Member FDIC.
Greg Milligan and Mike McAleer here at Downingtown's DiSerafino Stadium as the Whippits marching band is performing. And take a chance here to mention the crew that's here tonight. We've got Doug Miller directing things down in the van. Cameras, Ray Griffey down on the field, and Alvin Jones up top, and Chris Stubbs in the van running the tape machines, and April Ennis up here in the booth poking me in the ribs and letting me know when we can go to commercials and generally keeping us all straight here. And Mike, you had a comment about some apparel of some of our crew.
I was just wondering if the people up top could focus in on Ray's shoes. Ray has probably the nicest shoes I've ever seen.
He does have those nice red shoes. Walt Washington for Coatesville, Coatesville's running back, he wears red shoes.
Oh, they're not as nice as Ray's, though.
No, they're probably much more beaten up. Yeah, Griff's a pretty snappy dresser.
So tell me, how did, after tonight's game, Coatesville should fare fairly well, I imagine, in the state rankings?
Well, you would think so. Right now they're ranked number 6 in the state, and they may sneak up to number 5. The big test for Coatesville as far as the state rankings is going to be on October the 30th, which is 4 weeks from tonight, when they will take the trip out the turnpike out to Carlisle, and they'll be playing Cumberland Valley. Cumberland Valley is ranked number 2 in the state, and that's going to be a really tough ball game for the Red Raiders, as Coatesville's schedule is tough, as they've got Boyertown tonight, but it looks like they're coasting, as the last score we had was 33-0 they were winning.
And the funny thing is, you think you have an easy schedule going, then you run into Downingtown, who's playing good football. You play Westchester Henderson, who's playing very good football. East is playing pretty good. And there's not an easy spot here on the schedule in the Chestmont League.
Well, for Coatesville, you've got Downingtown next week, and then Salesianum, and then Henderson, and then Cumberland Valley. and then East, and then North Penn, and then the Thanksgiving game with Downingtown. So if Coatesville wants to make it to this, well, first of all, they've got to get past Central Bucks West. They're ranked one notch higher. Coatesville's number 2 in the area, and Central Bucks West is ranked number 1. So that's one thing. But the main concern for all of these teams, and Mike, we talked about it before, the Chestmont League with Coatesville and Downingtown, and now Henderson is ranked honorable mention in the state rankings. This is a tremendous league for football.
Yeah, I think you have to give a lot of tribute to the area football programs that, you know, the Pee Wee leagues and the various leagues like that when kids are growing up, because these teams come out and they're well prepared. They don't make a lot of mistakes.
Yep.
It's good quality high school football. It's like Western Pennsylvania almost. This little niche here in southern Chester County.
And it's consistently good. You have teams have highs and lows, and they get really loaded teams with a lot of talent, but there are always talented players that come from this area. Not just the Chestmont League, but a lot of players are out of the Chestmont League, but a lot of the other leagues in the area. You come out with a lot of quality football players that can go on and play Division I football. Well, even here with Downingtown, you've got Paul Seaver, who played here at Downingtown, went on to Penn State, and he was drafted by the Redskins. He's on their practice squad, but he's obviously got achieved a high level of play as an offensive lineman. If you make it on the Redskins as an offensive lineman, that's saying something, because they've got the best line in the league, or one of them. And Paul Seaver from Downingtown, he's in the NFL.
I'll tell you what, talking about high quality, this Malvern Prep team looks like they got a nice speech at halftime, and they are pumped up. Downingtown better come up sky high, because these guys they can taste it.
They came out of the locker room fired up at the beginning of the ball game too. The first couple plays, they were patting each other on the back and slapping each other around, and they were fired up. And as you mentioned during our stand-up at halftime, Downingtown seemed to get the momentum away from Malvern, and they were the ones that were slapping each other and making noise on the sideline and out on the field. And as usual, with an emotional game, the start of the second half may be the key. The team that scores first or makes the first big play may get the momentum back and be able to keep it for the rest of the ball game.
You know, we talked about big plays being one of the keys also. When teams go into the halftime, you have coaches up here in the press box, you have coaches over there in the upper stands there, and everybody's taking notes. And they go back and they sit with the head coach and they say, here's what we should do.
Right.
And basically he sits there and he analyzes the situation. He goes, okay, I'm going to go with this, this, and that to counter this, that, you know, in various plays. So, you know, it's a big chess game out there, and the second half usually is a telltale sign. Mike, plenty of coaches. Joe Paterno's a famous one at that also.
We're going to take a quick time out here as you see the captains meeting with the officials. When we come back, we'll have the kickoff for the second half. 14-9, Downingtown leads Malvern. We'll be back after this timeout.
Coatesville Savings Bank was created many years ago to help people own their own homes. Coatesville Savings' success has surpassed others, not by being the largest lending institution, but by maintaining their edge as the best. Join the trusted Coatesville Savings Bank, an association whose deposits are federally insured up to $100,000, an equal housing lender with an affordable housing program. Those in the know depend on Coatesville Savings Bank.
Back to action here at DeSerafino Stadium. And we're getting ready to go. Downingtown leads it 14-9.
Malvern's going to be receiving the ball here to start the second half.
So we'll quickly take a look at the Malvern offense. The offensive line, the tackles, Michael Brennan and John Hallowell. The guards, Luke Mooney and Joe Kling. And the center is Steve Ganna. Quarterback, Ryan Polly. Again, he was 1 out of 2 for 3 yards in the first half. The running backs, Matt O'Brien and John Grimley, with Mike Delavecchio as a wingback. Brian McTeer is the split end. The tight ends, Rick Colvin and Jim Bruder, will alternate, bring the plays in and out. The defense for Downingtown, Mike.
Yes, Don Westbrook had a big first half.
Yes.
A couple big tackles. At left defensive end, Dan Carroll on the right defensive end, Norm Kropp, right defensive tackle, Charlie Mann's the left. Nose guard Matt Davis, who was hurt but has come back to play. Aaron Harris on the left defensive linebacker. Tom Ippolito, big first half in the center. Andy Meehan with a big first half also on the right outside linebacker. Tom Kuchera on the left outside cornerback. John Berry in the right cornerback. And in the middle, Mike Dominic.
George Smith approaches the ball, and we are underway for the second half. Downingtown in blue jerseys and Malvern Prep in white. And it is Delavecchio on the return. And he comes out across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. So Malvern Prep's got the first chance. They trail by 5 as we get underway here in the third quarter. Really, it's a very nice night. When I was out on the field right before the game at about 6:30 talking with Coach Barr, there was quite a bit of a breeze blowing. The flag was out almost straight. But since the game started, the flag has not moved at all. It's a very calm night, very cool, great for football. There you see a nice shot of the flag.
Thank you.
Thank you, that's right. Thanks to the truck and the camera guys.
They're opening
Polly on the option, gets it to O'Brien. And O'Brien cuts inside, and he breaks into the secondary, and he's gone. Matt O'Brien starts off the second half with a 73-yard touchdown run. And we talked about momentum, Mike.
Yeah, we sure did. I was getting ready to say just before that play started, here's a big series. Here's where you really set the tone for the second half.
First play from scrimmage for the second half. Matt O'Brien. He's dangerous on those first plays, as the first time Malvern touched the ball in the ball game, he returned it for a touchdown, and now the first time they touch the ball in the second half, they get another touchdown, and Malvern Prep's back on top. A lot of chances to tackle him, Mike, but he kept breaking through the tackles. You're not going to tackle somebody by their jersey.
He doesn't get to the hole real quick. So I think a lot of people over pursued on that play, and when they finally did get to him, they were almost past him, grabbing for him. And he just cut it back upfield and beat everybody to the hole.
Yeah, as the play developed, it certainly didn't look like it was going to be a long gainer. And Malvern will go for 2 here to try to build on their lead. And it is completed for 2.
Nice play.
And it's Matt O'Brien for the 2-point conversion. We'll take a break. Malvern leads it 17-14. Stay with us. Second half just underway. We'll be back after this timeout.
The Callan Laundromat offers you every convenience a self-service laundromat can. The Callan Laundromat is newly expanded and outfitted with the newest and best equipment to allow you to get your clothes the cleanest and driest in less time than ever before. Callan Laundromat has giant 50-pound washers, computerized dryers with high-speed extractors that are perfect for cleaning those heavy blankets that have been stored since spring. The Callan Laundromat has plenty of free parking and an attendant on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're located on Lincoln Highway in Coatesville, right next to McDonald's. Try them.
Back to action here at Downingtown's DiSerafino Stadium, and there's Bob Del Vescovo. Am I pronouncing his name right? I think I say it different every time. Del Vescovo. It's a mouthful.
He's got a good foot.
He's got a good name, too.
If you can pronounce it.
If you can pronounce it. Ooh, he slips as he kicks it, and it's going to go short as Barry fields it at the 17. Barry, he slips and falls. Ground's getting a little wet, I think, Mike, with the dew and the chill in the air, and we've got a late flag. Might be a personal foul. See what the officials say. There he is, personal foul. Downingtown? All night, Mike, it seems like the players have been jawing with one another, pushing each other around after the play.
Yeah, I think both teams are fired up. It's good to see, I guess.
Well, if this is against Downingtown, that's going to push them back deep against their own goal line. There's the official. Yep, it's a personal foul against Downingtown. They're going to back up to the 11-yard line, 12-yard line. So it's first down for the Whippets. They start out in a hole, and they are behind 17-14. That was a gutsy call by Gant Pellegrini, but again, it was the same situation that Downingtown had. The difference between a 1- and 2-point deficit, there's not much difference between a 1- and 2-point lead either. You might as well go for 2, and now they're up by a field goal. Nice open hole on the right side for Aaron Harrison. He is popped by Matt Lewis.
Nice hit by
But
Matt
the offensive line really opened up a hole that time. David May and Andy Meehan really opened the hole for Aaron Harris. But it closed quickly as Matt Lewis stepped in.
Matt Lewis really came in from that outside linebacker position and really leveled a nice shot. Nice tackle, Matt Lewis.
And it started out as a first down and 25. Now first down and 20, because now it is second down and 15, and that was a 5-yard pickup for Harris.
Watch
Backs
for
in
the
the
pitch
eye.
to Boggs on the outside, far side of the field, see if they can get around the corner on these guys.
2nd and 15. Option. Boggs comes up near the 25-yard line. And it'll be 3rd down and about 9, maybe 10. Call it 10. One thing about Malvern Prep, they've always got a very vocal student following. We did a couple of ice hockey games with Malvern Prep down at the stadium in Havertown, and they had a huge contingent of students, and they were making a lot of noise down there. So they got a lot of support from their classmates.
Yes, they do.
3rd down and 10 for the Whippits. Ball at the 23-yard line. Option. And Benner will be taken down short of the 1st down, up near the 30-yard line. On the tackle, Joe Kling was there for the Friars, number 55.
Very well defensive time by the Whippets. They had the option, the far running back that would receive the pitch out on the option, well covered. Benner had no choice but to suck it in, and there were 2 people right on him, so good defense that time.
So we'll have a punt. Andy Meehan back to kick it away. It's a low one, and it's going to go out of bounds near midfield. And Malvern Prep is going to have nice field position as the official on the far side continues moving up all the way to the 45-yard line. We'll keep it here as we've got 9 minutes and 12 seconds to play. And Mike, the Downingtown defense right here has to try to shut Malvern down. You don't want to fall behind by more than a score and lose the momentum.
It's very early in the 3rd quarter, but you've given up 1 big score. This is time to shut it down if they're capable, and Malvern would like nothing better than to sit here, run the ball, eat up the clock, get a couple, 2, 3 first downs, eat about 7 or 8 minutes off that clock, go into the 4th quarter with a big lead, 3-point lead.
The ball is just inside the 45-yard line, and an inside hand up to Dwyer, stays on his feet, and he's down close to a 1st down. Looked like he was going to be taken down, but then he spun through and picked up close to 10 yards. And Luke Mooney, number 50 for Malvern Prep, is upset about something.
Yeah, he was slammed to the ground after the play was done, so he was a little upset. And the ref kind of looked there and went, I won't call this one.
There's been a lot of that
go by.
Extracurricular stuff going on tonight.
Got away with one there.
2nd down and 1. The ball is at the 36-yard line. And the handoff to Dwyer. He is stood up and knocked down. It'll be close to a 1st down. Downingtown got a good surge that time. Dan Carroll from the right defensive end spot led the charge.
Also Ippolito up there from his middle linebacker position.
And it's going to be short of the 1st down.
Big play right here. Big play right here. 3rd and less than a yard.
Ball resting right on the 35-yard line. And there you see the Downingtown defense.
Matt Davis, Norm Prop, and Charlie Morris right here in the middle. They got their hands full right here. They're going to probably come right down the middle at him. Try to stuff this play.
3rd and short. Quarterback keeper, and Polly's got the 1st down. He slammed down behind the line of scrimmage, but his forward progress will give him enough for the 1st down. So Polly picks up the necessary yardage, and he'll move the sticks. Just got it, though, by about a yard.
I really like that call, though. Everybody's keying on the running backs, and Paulo hasn't run the ball all night. Give them the ball. He just took it right over the right tackle.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Friars at the 34-yard line. The clock continuing to move. 7:35 to play in the 3rd quarter. Malvern leading it 17-14. First offensive play of the 2nd half for the Friars, a 73-yard touchdown by Matt O'Brien. That's twice as much offense as Malvern got the entire 1st half in one play. Here looks like that looked like a busted play as Polly faked it to O'Brien and then didn't know where to go with it, looked like.
I think he initially wanted to step back on that and look to throw, but everything was happening too quickly for him that time. Downingtown was in his face.
So Polly loses one. It'll be 2nd down and 11, and there's Ryan Polly.
That Friars offensive line is giving away a little bit of weight on the offensive line. That may come into play as the 4th quarter and late 3rd quarter comes on to play here.
Yeah, John Hollowell at 230 is the biggest of the Malvern linemen.
Downingtown having Dan Carroll 210, Norm Kropp 230, Charlie Morris 238.
Yeah, Matt Davis left the ball game in the first half with an injury, and he has not returned. It's Matt Sibley in there. We didn't get any word as to Matt Davis's condition. It looked like something with a leg, nothing real serious, but I guess bad enough to keep him out of the ball game. And Matt Sibley, who's been in there for him, has had a couple of nice plays tonight, and he should have blocked a field goal. I still can't figure out how. I'll have to look at the tape on that one and see if we can figure it out. Play action. Polly over the middle's got a man, incomplete. Had a man, hit him right in the numbers. Jim Bruder down and in, and incomplete. Bruder had a big touchdown catch last week. In fact, on the season, he's averaging 30 yards a catch.
Jim's actually lucky he probably didn't catch that ball because John Barry was coming in from safety position. He was going to bury him.
Yeah,
he had Ronnie Lott look on him.
He had the crosshairs on him. 3rd and 11. Another play action here. Maybe an option with O'Brien coming in motion. Little play action. Downfield, under pressure, and a sack. Charlie Morris was there. Matt Sibley. Actually, all 4 of the defensive linemen were there. Dan Carroll and Norm Kropp also there. Nice play by the Downingtown front 4, and they force a 4th down.
We're talking about some size differential here.
Yeah, they got a good surge that time.
And they're not really big. They're very quick. They're a quick group.
So Malvern will kick it away, and Downingtown's defense looks as if they've held, but this is a possible fake situation here with the ball at the 41. Bob Del Vescovo to punt it away. 4th and 18. Good snap. Aiming for the corner, gets it high. Takes a Malvern bounce and goes out at the 15. We'll take a timeout. 5:28 left to play in the 3rd quarter. It is 17-14 Malvern. Downingtown's got the ball. We'll be back after this timeout.
For competitively priced prescriptions and the finest in healthcare needs, visit the all-new Guthriesville Pharmacy. The new store may be bigger and brighter, but you'll still see the same friendly faces and receive the same efficient service as before. For cosmetics, beauty supplies, quality photo finishing, and now American Express MoneyGrams and money orders, stop by the all-new Guthriesville Pharmacy in Guthriesville Plaza, Route 322, Guthriesville. Stop in anytime and have your blood pressure checked free. It's Guthriesville Pharmacy, open 7 days a week.
Back to action here. Aaron Harris on the left side, and he'll pick up a few.
They've really keyed on Aaron Harris today, and it's paid off for him well. Aaron.
6 carries, 17 yards.
It's not his average. He's averaging probably about 7 yards a carry.
6.2 as he's the leading rusher in the area with 335 yards rushing coming in tonight, so he's over 350, but as you say, well below his per game average. He's averaging over 100 a game. 2nd and 5 for the Whippets. And it's Bryn Boggs, and he cracks through close to a 1st down. Again, Mike, it looks like the offensive line is opening holes, but Malvern closes quickly. They seal them up.
You know what they've done on the defense before? We were talking about how they had 8 up, okay? Then they shifted back to 4 on the front, 4 in the back. Okay, now they've staggered it. They have 2 guys in the middle, 2 linebackers up almost on the line. Then they have 2 guys set back. So they've countered what Downingtown was doing earlier, and it's paid off. But it looks like they had a little seam right there.
I think this has been a very well-coached game. Both sides making adjustments, making good calls.
If you look at the defense right now,
you can see it.
Yeah. 2 up.
And 2 back.
They're well positioned.
Inside give to Harris. He is hit hard. You could hear the hit all the way up here in the booth.
Number 33. That was John Grimley, 6'2", 200-pound senior who leveled a hit on Aaron Harris there. Nice tackle.
You could hear that one all the way up here.
I think that's what Downingtown wants, though, is at least the opportunity to get 3 yards before they start, because these guys can find a seam and cut one loose.
Well, that's all you need is that initial opening, and then you can let the running back do the rest. 2nd down and about 7 from the 28-yard line. For the Whippets, they trail it by 3. Quick drop, looking out left, complete. It's Cassera, and he's out of bounds for a first down. Tom Cassera, and that's Brian Benner's specialty, a little 2 or 3 step drop.
We got a Malvern Prep player down on the field.
It's John Grimley, number 33, who just had that big hit on the last play. And that was a completion of 16 yards to Tom Cassera.
I have to say this play, this drive has been well designed right from the start. Every play has had a meaning. You know, we're going to give this part of the field, this part of the field, this part. They come back, and you know, Boggs picks up 7. Okay, so everybody's looking at, you know, they're spreading the defense out, which they were doing at the end of the first half, and good concept here.
We're going to take a timeout here as they attend to John Grimley from Malvern Prep. We've got 3 minutes and 24 seconds to play in the third quarter. Malvern Prep leads by 3. We'll be back after this timeout.
Speak up if you want to be heard.
I think that's what America really wants is just honesty.
Your vote is your voice.
I just think that somebody's got to stand up and somebody's got to take control.
You can make a difference.
Tell your friends, you know, listen to the news, read the newspaper, spread the word.
You got to vote for somebody you believe in.
Every single vote counts.
It's your future. Start taking control of it now. Register and vote.
There you see him, number 33.
I think John looked like he took a shot to the ribs.
Well, he had to have some ringing in his head the play before that one, when he had the big hit with Aaron Harris. It does look like he's holding his right side.
I'll tell you, they've been running to his side a good portion in the first half, and they've gone away from him, if you've noticed.
Well, meanwhile, Downingtown had the nice completion, Benner to Cassera for a first down at the 44-yard line.
Now the question is, do you go to his side? Yeah, I'd say so.
We'll see.
They do.
First play, yes, indeedy. They go to Bryn Boggs, and Boggs scoots across the 45. Of course, Bryn Boggs' older brother Ben was a stalwart here for a few years.
Greg, we saw the little flat-out pass where they picked up 13 yards before. It's a simple little pass. You look the cornerback to come up again, a little pump fake, and go deep on him. We've seen it. It's a pretty simple play.
That's what Brian Benner seems to do better than a straight drop, just a quick 3-step drop and hit the timing pattern.
Yep.
Second down and about 6.
I like this.
John Barry in a little misdirection, and down the sideline goes John Barry, getting a nice block, and he's down to the 30-yard line. Picked up a great block by Dave Ruffing, who was pulling on the play.
Dave Ruffing. Terrific block. And that's a guy I really wanted to see the ball get in his hands this half because he can run.
There's John Barry. Picked up 27 yards on the play.
He's a big play guy.
Yeah, yep, absolutely.
Punt returns, interceptions. When he picks the ball off, he's difficult to tackle.
But again, that was Dave Ruffing pulled from his left guard spot, and he and Barry were going that way, and everybody else was going the other way, and Ruffing picked up a nice block downfield. Whippits have it, first down and 10. The 27-yard line, and Benner, another quick step drop. He's got Cassera. Now he goes over the middle for Barry. Got him. Inside the 15, 10, 5, and down near the goal line to about the 3.
Great play by the quarterback, Benner, that time. Super, super play. His initial play was, again, he was looking to the flat. He was going to pump fake there and then try to hit him long. The man was well defended. He looked off him and hit Barry coming across the middle, which is a difficult play for a high school player. Excellent play by the quarterback there.
Down to the 2-yard line. First down and goal to go.
Greg, you know what play I like right here? What Malvern Prep did earlier. Quarterback right over the center and the right tackle or left tackle, either way.
Big play for the Whippets. First and goal from the 2. Pitch to Boggs. He races for the corner. He's going to get it. Touchdown, Downingtown.
I like the corner, too.
Yeah.
Corner looks pretty good from here also.
Well, that was a foot race, and Bryn Boggs wins it. So the Whippets get back on top again. Good ball game tonight. There's Bryn Boggs and Dave Ruffing, who threw a nice block on the play that sprung John Barry down the sideline. And the Whippets get back on top. 20-17, the Whippets lead now. Cassera will hold. for George Smith for the extra point here. Late in the third quarter, the Whippets have taken the lead back at 2017. Here's the snap. Kick is up. And it's good. Whippets lead it 21-17. We'll take a timeout. 2 minutes and 2 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Back and forth ball game. Don't go away. We'll be back after this timeout.
Il mio nome è Rocco Piroccio, ho esperienza internazionale con cibi italiani su qualsiasi pizza, lasagna, egg and plain, veal or chicken parmigiano, manicotti, stuffed shallot, steak, hoagie. Everything is fresh and cooked to order.
At Parksburg Pizza and Beer, you'll get the best pizza in town, plus the tastiest hoagies and steaks and wonderful Italian platters. For a taste of heaven, call 857-1111. Parksburg Pizza and Beer, 302 West Main Street, Parksburg, for the best of the best.
Back to action here. Greg Milligan, Mike McAleer. It is 21-17. Downingtown leads it. Bryn Boggs, a couple of 2-yard touchdown runs tonight. And Matt O'Brien with a couple of big plays for Malvern. A 65-yard punt return and a 73-yard run from scrimmage. George Smith, number 16 for the Whippets, approaches the ball and he squibs it.
You know, look at this guy run.
That's Rick Colvin,
Nice
who
try,
recovered
Rick.
the fumble back in the first half. I think the footing is getting bad, as we haven't seen many good kicks since halftime. As we get a little further along into the evening, the grass starts to get a little wet. Maybe they're losing their footing a little.
I also think that the main consensus right there from the Downingtown coaching staff was kick the ball away from Ryan.
Yeah.
Okay, he's not going to touch the ball, or any of the deep guys. Kick it short, let's play defense.
Well, they've got the ball 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line, and the Whippets come up to the line to meet them.
And they're uptight.
First down. Rolling. He's got a man. It's overthrown.
And he was hit hard as he released the ball.
That's Bruder out there, and it was incomplete. And you're right, Mike. That ball started to flutter as it went out there, and Bruder was wide open.
Norm Kropp and Dan Carroll right in his face.
Here's Ryan Polly. He has had a bit of a difficult evening tonight, as he's 1 out of 4 for 3 yards. Average 15.4 per completion. Right about 50% too in the completions. 18 for 35 going in tonight.
I tell you, it's not easy. Easier than it looks.
Yes.
You got people breathing down your throat, and Downingtown's getting a lot of pressure right now.
Delavecchio out to the near side. Dwyer gets the ball in the draw, and Andy Meehan meets him, but Dwyer spins off of that one.
He's a tough runner.
Quite a collision, Meehan and Dwyer.
Dwyer goes about 215, 220.
He's listed at, where is Mr. Dwyer's listing? It has eluded me. Listed at 220.
Yeah, he's a solid 220. He's about 5'10".
Yep. Third down. And 4. Option.
Nothing.
And a fumble.
Big play. Big play
Scramble
time.
for it.
Downingtown
And
football.
Downingtown's got it. It's Charlie Morris. Both teams have had a play like that in the first half. It was Malvern Prep to recover the fumble. This time it's Downingtown, and Charlie Morris pounces on the loose ball.
I'll tell you what, I can't blame Ryan Poley on that play, and I can't blame Matt O'Brien on that play. You just have to give a lot of credit at that time for the Downingtown front four, whoever hit him. They were all over that play. They're starting to get penetration.
Downingtown defense comes up with a big turnover. They've got the ball at the 33-yard line. And we've got 45 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Big defensive stance this time for Malvern Prep.
Backs in the I formation here on first down from the 33-yard line. Westbrook is in the slot, and Barry's at the bottom of your screen. Option.
They're going to
Option
throw
pass. Aaron Harris looking deep. He's got Sarah wide open.
Got him.
Touchdown.
Oh, what a play. Oh, you could see it happen.
A quick hitter.
Ooh.
Aaron Harris.
Nice throw, Aaron Harris.
To Tom Casera. 33 yards. And that's a big one.
That's what you call a real big one.
Again, that's another big, there you see the scoreboard, 27-17 Downingtown. George Smith will try the extra point.
Again, you have to compliment the play calling by the Downingtown Whippits.
Yes, tremendous play call there. Smith's extra point is good. The Whippits up 28-17. We'll take a timeout. 23 seconds left, third quarter. Whippits out front. We'll be back in a minute.
The Thorndale Inn, just off the Route 30 bypass on Route 340 in Thorndale, features the area's biggest and best lunch buffet. For just $3.99, you can choose from 2 delicious soups, fresh homemade salads, and more. And for only $5.99, all the delicious hot entrees, plus the soup and salad. Chicken, pasta, meatballs, something new every day and always fresh. But the Thorndale Inn is more than food, it's fun. There's happy hour with free hors d'oeuvres weekdays 4 to 6. Wednesday night is ladies' night, Friday is singles night, and Saturday is oldies night, all with great DJ music. The Thorndale Inn, great food and great fun, open 7 days a week.
Back to action here at Downingtown. Mike, that was another example of a tremendous call from the sideline. Strike quick after the turnover, try to get them when they're down, and the defense came up when Harris got the ball, and that's the kind of play you can use once a game effectively, and Harris threw a great pass. Casera grabbed it for the TD.
It's one of those that you practice after the kickoff here.
Little knuckleball. It's a live ball at the 17-yard line, and it is picked up. And ooh, boy, some hard hitting
going on out there.
Yes, indeedy.
Whippets hitting each other. Yeah, it's a play you practice. You know, at the end of practice, you do it maybe 4 or 5 times. You know, and you get one shot in the game to do it, and they pulled it off
to perfection. A big touchdown, giving them an 11-point lead.
And that's one of the ones that'll break a camel's back right there.
Yeah, that's for sure. Up 14-9 at halftime, and Malvern's first play of the second half was a touchdown, and Downingtown could have said, we're not going to beat these guys tonight, but they stayed with it. They posted 2 touchdowns of their own this quarter, and they're up 28-17. First and 10 for the Friars. Pauly back to pass, under pressure again, flushed, and he's taken down. Norm Kropp finishes him off. 10 seconds to go in the quarter, and the clock continuing to run.
I think you have to like Pauly's composure back there as the quarterback. He stepped up that time, nothing happened. He stepped up, he almost had a hole there. Could have picked up some good yards. He's a good quarterback.
That's the end of the third quarter here at DiSerafino Stadium in Downingtown. There's your scoreboard, 28-17. The Whippets leading. We'll take a break and come back for the fourth quarter of tonight's ball game. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
In 1861, the Downingtown National Bank opened its doors to provide financial support for individuals and businesses alike. And today, the Downingtown National Bank still stands ready to extend you money for the things you need and offers income-bearing accounts. Downingtown National Bank in Lionville, Ludwig's Corner, Cowan, Little Washington, Downingtown, and the East End office for banking and trust services.
The only financial friend you'll ever need.
Member FDIC.
Back to action here at DiSerafino Stadium, and there you see some of the crowd. That's the near side of the field, which is mostly the visiting bleachers, Malvern Prep fans. Someone who wants to bang on the drum all day. First down, suck it down, check that, and 9 to go. And here's an option pass for Malvern. It doesn't work. Fumble. Downingtown's got it. Is that going to be, yes, a fumble. I didn't know if it was going to be an incompletion or a fumble, and it's a fumble. And Dan Carroll's got it for the Whippets. They tried an option pass, Matt O'Brien, and he got clobbered. The ball came loose, and Downingtown recovers. And suddenly, Downingtown is taking control of the ball game. Second turnover in a row.
Again, we talked about the pressure from the defensive line, maybe a little big, maybe a little fast, starting to maybe take its toll here in the fourth and late third quarters.
I think I just heard 53-0, Coatesville beating Boyertown.
That's unbelievable.
Boy, Art and Frank are having fun up there in Boyertown tonight on the radio. Backs in the eye for the Whippets. First down, they might be able to put it away with a score here. Inside to Barry, pulling with roughing again. Oh, they collide, but Barry stays on his feet and picks up about 7. They ran that play well before, and the ball comes loose, and Malvern's got it back. It looked like he had gone to the ground. Good call, Mike, as I did not see the ball come loose at the far side of the field. That play was progressing along, and then Dave Ruffing and John Berry collided.
John Berry was trying to take a step outside him and go right to the sideline and up the sideline, and collided with Ruffing, and as he was hit, the ball came loose, and nice break for Malvern Prep.
Well, Downingtown had a chance there to really put it away, but now Malvern has life again.
Malvern's going to come up with a big play right here, get back in the ball game.
Well, they've got it at their own 11-yard line with 11:15 to play. And here comes Delavecchio. He is stood up by Westbrook, but he fights forward.
Nice
and gets about 10 yards.
Nice strong run.
And it will be close enough to measure. The officials will call time for a measurement.
That was student body right.
Yes, everybody was coming.
Everybody pull. Give the guy the ball. Let's go. Nice run.
So the officials stretch the chain, and it's going to be a first down. So it's a first down for the Friars of Malvern Prep at the 21-yard line. $10:50 left to play in the ball game. Ryan Polly may have to go to the air quite a bit here. O'Brien in motion. They're going to give it inside to Dwyer. Dwyer pounds forward for about 5. Time not a real big factor yet, but you're down by 11 points. That's 2 scores. Looks like on the Malvern sideline, Ryan Toland is on the bench getting some treatment from the trainer. Looks like he's got a stiff back or some kind of cramping. No, that is not Ryan Toland. I'm sorry. That is Corey Hill. Looks like he's getting his back work done. Polly rolls left. Now he stops. Now he's going to tuck it. And he is hit hard and taken back. He'll be close to a first down. Dan Carroll was there. Aaron Harris also.
He made a good decision to pull up, and he planted. Probably should have thrown off the ball instead of running, but I still think he picked up the first down.
He will be just short. Ryan Polly.
Malvern moving the ball here.
His
9:25 left.
Excuse me, Mike. His 10th carry of the night. He's got -1 yard. The problem with quarterbacks' rushing yardage is when they get sacked, it counts for rushing yardage, and that kills their totals. There you see Corey Hill, a quick shot of him as he is loosening his back up. 3rd down and 1. Quarterback keeper got the first down. And they'll move the sticks again. Polly picks up about 3 on that one.
He's going to be a sore guy tomorrow, I'll tell you that much.
Brian Polly?
Brian Polly's going to be sore tomorrow.
Yeah, he's taking some hits.
He's taking some licks.
8:55 left to play in our ball game tonight. It's been an entertaining ball game, back and forth. Both teams with some big plays, but Downingtown has gotten the last couple, and they lead it 28-17 with 8:40 to go.
Greg, look for a pass off this play.
Good call, Mike. Rolling out. Little floater, incomplete over the head of Dwyer.
Who was open.
Polly's having a tough night through the air. 1 out of 5. Down to 8:35. Of course, the clock stopped after the incompletion. Next week, we will be down the Lincoln Highway at Scott Field as the Red Raiders and these Downingtown Whippets will do battle. A 2 o'clock kickoff. I believe it's PSATs next weekend, and that's why we have the delayed kickoff next week.
Malvern will be very lucky if they get this play off without incurring a penalty.
They did take quite a while. 2nd down and 10 to go. Polly got to call timeout.
Yeah.
I think you're right, Mike. I think he was just about out of time.
Good decision.
Why don't we take a break, too? 8:35 left to go in our ball game. Timeout, Malvern. It is 28-17. Downingtown leads it. We'll be back in a moment.
Was created many years ago to help people own their own homes. Coatesville Savings' success has surpassed others, not by being the largest lending institution, but by maintaining their edge as the best. Join the trusted Coatesville Savings Bank, an association whose deposits are federally insured up to $100,000, an equal housing lender with an affordable housing program. Those in the know depend on Coatesville Savings Bank.
Back to action here at DiSerafino Stadium. Greg Milligan and Mike McAleer here, along with the Suburban 7 crew. Doug Miller in the van. Chris Stubbs working the videotape machines. Ray Griffey and Alvin Jones on camera, and April Ennis up here in the booth. What a group.
What a crew.
Starting to get a little chillier out here. As you can see, the players' breath. This temperature is supposed to get down into the low 50s, upper 40s tonight. Just a perfect night for football, though. 2nd down and 10 to go after Malvern burned that timeout. Down the line comes Polly to O'Brien. Being pursued, breaks a tackle, and he's taken down by Aaron Harris.
Nice hit, Aaron Harris.
And a late hit coming in and a flag.
It should be against number 40.
Jim Dwyer.
44, Jim Dwyer. He came in late.
Personal foul, Downingtown. That'll kill you. That will kill you.
Tell you, when you're up by 11 points with 8 minutes left here, 8:15 left in the 4th quarter, you don't need it.
Last thing you want to do is give the team a 15-yard gift.
Something else you'll want to see is Aaron Harris limping off the field.
Well, he was the man that hit O'Brien. It was going to be just about short of a first down. But now the officials walk down the sideline.
Malvern players pumping up the fans here. They're not dead.
Well, Downingtown's defense now has to stiffen as they've got Malvern into their territory, the 43-yard line.
Malvern Prep playing with a lot of intensity tonight.
Game not over yet, folks. 8:05 to play. Malvern with O'Brien on the wing to the near side in motion, and a flag, as that's going to be an illegal motion against Matt O'Brien.
Nice play.
It's going to come back, though, as O'Brien started to move just before the snap. He didn't start soon enough for him to be in motion. I would think that's what it would be. I have been known to be wrong.
You're kidding me.
Well, just once. I thought I was wrong, but I was wrong.
Okay.
Illegal motion against Malvern. Move him back 5 yards. So it will be 1st down and 15, I would presume. I'll have to wait and see what the call is here. It's going to move them back. Now where are we going here? The officials moving all over the place with the ball. Now they'll march it off. There you see the scoreboard with the time and the score, 28-17, 7:55 to go, and we're hoping to, in the near future, be able to bring you live graphics on the screen also to give you the score and the down and that sort of thing in the near future. We're working on getting that equipment squared away, so
back to pass.
Something else to look for. Polly under pressure again. Pump fake, and then he gets it to McTeer down the sideline, and he's knocked out of bounds by John Barry. Ryan Polly showed a lot of composure there to stand in there, take the heat, and flip it out there to McTeer, who caught it on the fly for a 29-yard pickup.
I'll tell you, Polly's been under a lot of pressure all night long, and he's made some pretty good decisions. That being a big one. We have a Downingtown timeout, I believe.
Yes. John Barr and the Whippets. We're going to take a timeout here with 7:30 left to play in our ball game. It is 28-17. Downingtown leads it. We'll be back.
The Callan Laundromat offers you every convenience a self-service laundromat can. The Callan Laundromat is newly expanded and outfitted with the newest and best equipment to allow you to get your clothes the cleanest and driest in less time than ever before. Callan Laundromat has giant 50-pound washers, computerized dryers with high-speed extractors that are perfect for cleaning those heavy blankets that have been stored since spring. The Callan Laundromat has plenty of free parking and an attendant on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're located on Lincoln Highway in Coatesville, right next to McDonald's. Try them.
Back to action here. 7 minutes and 30 seconds to play. Inside to Dwyer.
Picks up about 5.
We may be getting ready to see an onside kick here if they would score. But of course that's assuming a lot of things. 7:10 left to play in the ball game. Down to 13 minutes. I don't know what that was. 13-yard line. 2nd down and 5 to go. Ray Griffey got run over on the sideline, so for the time being we're down to one camera. Matt O'Brien is tackled in the backfield by Andy Meehan. Nice play.
Andy Meehan strung it out, pulled him down.
Nice play indeed. A loss of 6.
That play a little bit slow in developing for Malvern Prep, and Andy Meehan was able to hustle out there and yank him down. Nice play, Andy Meehan. Big play here, 3rd and 11. We'll see what Malvern Prep pulls out of their bag of tricks here.
6:25 to go. Big play here for the Friars. And a big play for the Downingtown defense. O'Brien on the wing. Back to pass. It is Polly. Tucks it inside. Oh, he's got a lot of room. He's going to be down close to a first down. He is popped by Andy Meehan, short of the first down. And Meehan is shaken up a little bit. He gets up. Boy, this has been a hard-hitting ball game tonight.
I'll tell you what, he paid the price for it.
Brian Polly is showing a lot of guts tonight.
He's made some very good decisions.
Just a sophomore, too.
He's going to be a very good quarterback.
Picked up 10 yards.
As long as he's able to throw off that, when he starts that run, to throw off it, which is a difficult thing to do.
Well, big play right here. This could be the ball game. 4th down and 1 from the 10-yard line.
A lot of people keying on number 44, Dwyer, 20-pound fullback, and he gets the ball.
Inside to Dwyer. He's going to have the first down. He keeps going. Touchdown.
Boy, you can see the ball just probably going to go to him, and he just barreled his way through. He's pumped up.
Jim Dwyer with a 10-yard touchdown run.
Malvern Prep not laying down. Plenty of time left here. 5:19, 4th quarter, 28-23.
Got to go for 2 here, Mike.
I would think so, and
maybe not, but I would think so, to try to set up a potential tying field goal. And even if you don't get it, then you just have to hold and try to get a touchdown.
That's right. And I'll tell you who I'd give the ball to. See that big number 44 out there? I'd give him the ball again.
Jim Dwyer.
He ran that last time. Give it to him again.
Yeah, he was hit almost at the line of scrimmage, broke tackles and got in the Malvern Prep sideline, which is the near sideline.
I call the same play.
Making noise. From the 2-yard line. Play action. Over the middle. No. Incomplete. And it is 28-23. We'll take a break. 5:19 left to play. Whippits by 5. We'll be back after this timeout.
For competitively priced prescriptions and the finest in healthcare needs, visit the all-new Guthriesville Pharmacy. The new store may be bigger and brighter, but you'll still see the same friendly faces and receive the same efficient service as before. For cosmetics, beauty supplies, quality photo finishing, and now American Express MoneyGrams and money orders, stop by the all-new Guthriesville Pharmacy in Guthriesville Plaza, Route 322, Guthriesville. Stop in anytime and have your blood pressure checked free. It's Guthriesville Pharmacy, open 7 days a week.
Back to action.
Greg, we got a doozy here.
Yes. What kind of a call was that, though, Mike?
Not one I'd make, but he's
trying
the
to
ball
catch
game.
him off guard, I guess.
I guess.
It's 28-23. Downingtown leading. Bob Delvescovo to kick off. Aaron Harris, the deep man, primary deep man, and they're going to kick it right to him.
That's not a good decision.
At the 15-yard line.
I mean, he'll break it on you.
Harris across the 30. And now the Whippits offense will try to run the clock out.
I think I would have kicked that one to somebody else.
Ray Griffey got bowled over down on the sideline, working that sideline camera when Malvern Prep got that big play. And Griff's all right, the camera's all right, but they're working on a cable, and hopefully we'll get it back.
The question is, are his shoes all right?
Yeah. 5 minutes left to go. Downingtown's offense has a job to do here. That is to run the clock out. Into action here. Benner. Bryn Boggs for just a couple. Maybe three. Downingtown,
very pumped up.
Excuse me, Mike. Downingtown, not a lot of yards rushing tonight, but they've gotten the job done to this point. 4:30 to play. Second down and 7 to go. Second and 8. Call it 7. Ball at the 33-yard line. Bryn Boggs pulled down. Nice tackle indeed by Mark Willis for the Friars.
Bring up a 3rd and 5. Malvern Prep with the opportunity to get the ball back here if they can stop them on this play.
This is a big play because if you hold them here, you're going to get the ball back with about 3 minutes to go. And if Downingtown gets a first down, they could nearly run the clock out with one more first down. Malvern sideline, the near side, that's why you hear them so well, is fired up. Big play. Benner under center for the Whippits. Benner under pressure, gets a nice block from Aaron Harris. Benner for the sideline, and will he get the first down?
I think he's got it.
Players and coaches scatter on the near sideline, and he's going to have the first down. Brian Benner scrambles for the first down. And again, another nice play by a young quarterback. 2 young quarterbacks tonight, and they're both playing pretty well, Mike.
They're making great decisions. He didn't throw the ball away, didn't throw it for grabs. He tucked it under and picked up the first down.
And he knew where he had to get to. You could see him looking for that marker, and he got to it. And that's a big play for the Whippits and Brian Benner. 3:13 left to play tonight.
Watch for Aaron Harris right over right tackle.
First down and 10. Option, Benner, keep it. And he'll be pulled down for behind, but he picks up about 7 yards on the play. Brian Benner has really stepped up here to a leadership role in this big drive as we go under 3 minutes to play.
He likes the option.
Yeah.
He looks great against Owen J. Robbins. He made some very good decisions.
The ball just short of midfield. I would say, Mike, 2 more first downs, and that'll be it. If the Whippets can keep the ball, they'll be able to run this clock out. Backs in the I formation again. Inside to Aaron Harris on his feet, first down as he cracks across midfield down to about the 45-yard line. Good effort by Harris as He looked like he was going to be tackled short of the first down, and then he fought through and picked up 6 yards. First down.
Prep's been living on big plays, and their time is running out.
Clock continuing to move now. Once they set the chains, they start it up again. 2:20 to play and moving. Barry comes out to the bottom of your screen, and the back's in the eye. It's Harris, the fullback, and Boggs, the tailback. 44-yard line of Malvern Prep. Option, Benner for 3 more. And timeout, Malvern will keep it here. 1 minute and 55 seconds to go in the ball game. And this may be, Mike, the biggest drive of the ball game if they can run the clock out. Very important.
Yeah, I think coach is going out there right now saying they're going to run the ball up the middle, look to strip. When you go to tackle, get your arm around the ball and try to rip it out of their hands. It's a little wet out there. It's a little slick. Look to pull the ball out.
And one thing, yeah, exactly. That's what Malvern's coaches are telling their players, to go for the ball, try to strip it away, and make something happen.
And Coach Barry sitting there countering, saying,
"Yep,
hold the ball with 2 hands,
right.
Hold it to the stomach, and grasp it tightly."
You see the Downingtown offensive huddle, and Coach John Barr right in the middle. I think our field camera is okay, or just about okay.
Craig, we just got a final in.
Okay.
From the Boyertown-Coatesville game, 53-7.
Wow.
Coatesville over Boyertown.
My.
That's a pretty good Boyertown team.
Yeah, and Coatesville didn't have a real great game last week offensively. They beat Chester 16-0. Game was not nearly that close, but they just weren't putting the ball in the end zone. They sure put it in the end zone this week. They'll play Downingtown at Coatesville next Saturday afternoon, 2 o'clock, and we'll have it live here on Suburban 7. Downingtown still has some unfinished business here, though. 1:55 to go, 2nd and 7. And Benner on the option, under pressure, breaks away, stays on his feet, and he's going to be close to another first down.
Nice running.
Another gutty run, as
Shifty.
It looked like John Hallowell was going to wrap him up near the line of scrimmage. Stayed on his feet, close enough for a measurement. No, it's going to be a timeout. It looked like it was going to be a measurement. Close enough for a measurement, it would appear. 1:39 left to play. So the Whippets hoping to move to 3-1 on the season. It would be their 3rd straight win.
I think they were expecting a pretty tough game tonight, but I don't believe they were expecting this much of a challenge.
Yeah, Malvern would not roll over for him, that's for sure. As again, this is another big play, Mike. 3rd and a little less than a yard. If Malvern holds here, they will still have a chance, and with a guy like Matt O'Brien in the backfield, anything's possible.
Boy, what a big game he's had. He's got a 65-yard punt return, 73-yard run.
He's got a total of 96 yards rushing, most of it coming on that one play. 8 carries for 96 yards, but 73 of them coming on one play. 3rd down, less than a yard, 1:39 to play. Barry at the bottom of your screen, and the back's in the eye. I think Aaron Harris right up the middle here. Nope, Brian Benner right up the middle, and he's going to have it, it looks like, with his progress. They will stop the clock, but it's just to unpile the bodies, and they are going to bring the chains out. It looked like from where he fell that he was going to have a first down, but they are going to measure. And from this angle, Mike, it looks like they've got it.
Yeah, it does, Greg.
28-23, and here comes the chain gang for the measurement. And they stretch it out, and it will be
short.
Short by inches.
How about that?
Short by inches.
Now, being Downingtown, I think you try to punch it in. A punch not going to do you a whole heck of a lot of good unless you corner cop, you know.
Well, yeah.
I think you go here and try to finish the game.
If you go for it and don't get it, you give Malvern the ball 60 yards away. If you punt, you pin him back a little deeper, but it looks like they're going to go for it. Of course, I would think we're going to see another quarterback sneak. Brian Benner just has to lean forward to get a couple inches. 1:28 and moving in the ball game. Big play here for the Whippits. Maybe trying to get Malvern to jump off sides. Option. Got it.
Oh, he got it. Nice. Look at Benner run.
Benner still on his feet, and he picks up the first down and more, and boy, was that risky.
Yes, it was. Another nice call. You got to like it.
Running with the ball behind the line of scrimmage. All he had to do was slip or be taken down, and that would have been it, but he stayed on his feet, picked up 13 yards, and that ought to do it.
Brian Benner, 5'11", 175-pound junior. He's going to be back next year. He's a heck of a player. Runs the option very nicely.
He really came into a tough situation last year when Hub Tinson went down with the broken leg. He filled in admirably as a sophomore in a tough situation, and I think it really helped him mature, and he's got the rest of this year and all of next year, and he's really stepped up and has played very well tonight.
Looks good.
6 out of 8 passing.
That's only half of it also.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's run the option well, and now Coach Barr not happy as there's a flag, and it's going to be for a delay of game as they were a little slow getting out of the huddle, and Coach Barr dropped his notes and his headset. Did they slip out of his hand, or did he throw them down?
I think they slipped.
Yeah, they must have slipped. 46 seconds to go. Downingtown really has to run one more play, maybe 2 snaps. If they can hold on to the ball, they'll hold on to this game and get the win. Here's the snap on 1st and 15, and Brian Benner kneels down, doesn't take any chances with a fumble. Kneels down quickly, stands right up and gives the ball to the official. And 35 seconds to go. The Whippets should have to run one more play, and that ought to be it. So, Mike, we had a very enjoyable game here tonight. The Whippets will win the ball game, it looks like, 28-23.
Yeah, their hands full.
That's for sure.
Malvern Prep came to play.
And Benner will kneel over this one, and that'll be the ball game. And that'll do it. 5 seconds, and the clock will run out, and the Whippets will get a win. That's it. The Whippets win it by a final score of 28-23. And Downingtown moves up to 3-1 on the season. Malvern drops to 1-3.
Good seeing you.
So the Whippets with a tremendous ball game tonight. Mike, your final thoughts? Not your final thoughts, but your summary of the ball game?
I just thought a pretty well-played game by both teams. Malvern Prep, as we said, came to play. They're a very enthusiastic group. Quarterback did an excellent job tonight. Defense played fairly well. They were a little bit, I don't know, you could feel the tide shifting as time went on, and Downingtown was starting to figure out the defensive schemes, and they're starting to take advantage of those. So just an all-around good football game.
We're going to take a timeout, and when we come back, we will take a look at the final stats for tonight's ball game. Downingtown wins it 28-23. We'll be back after this timeout.
Coatesville Savings Bank was created many years ago to help people own their own homes. Coatesville Savings' success has surpassed others, not by being the largest lending institution, but by maintaining their edge as the best. Join the trusted Coatesville Savings Bank, an association whose deposits are federally insured up to $100,000. An equal housing lender with an affordable housing program. Those in the know depend on Coatesville Savings Bank.
The Callan Laundromat offers you every convenience a self-service laundromat can. The Callan Laundromat is newly expanded and outfitted with the newest and best equipment to allow you to get your clothes the cleanest and driest in less time than ever before. Callan Laundromat has giant 50-pound washers, computerized dryers with high-speed extractors that are perfect for cleaning those heavy blankets that have been stored since spring. The Cal Laundromat has plenty of free parking and an attendant on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're located on Lincoln Highway in Coatesville, right next to McDonald's. Try them.
For competitively priced prescriptions and the finest in healthcare needs, visit the all-new Guthriesville Pharmacy. The new store may be bigger and brighter, but you'll still see the same friendly faces and receive the same efficient service as before. For cosmetics, beauty supplies, quality photo finishing, and now American Express MoneyGrams and money orders, stop by the all-new Guthriesville Pharmacy in Guthriesville Plaza, Route 322, Guthriesville. Stop in anytime and have your blood pressure checked free. It's Guthriesville Pharmacy, open 7 days a week.
Slow Motors Ford announces great year-end deals on all their 92s in stock. Save thousands on 92 and 93 models with rebates on almost every vehicle. Slow Motors Ford also has over 40 brand new 93 Tauruses and a large selection of Escorts too. Remember, Slow Motors Ford will match or beat any deal on a 1992 or 93 Ford in stock. Slow Motors Ford just 1 mile west of Exton, across from Festivals at Oakland's on Business Route 30. Slow Motors Ford, serving Chester County for over 25 years.
So the Downingtown Whippits move to 3-1 on the season with an exciting 28-23 win. And Mike, let's take a look here at the final stats for the night. First of all, for Malvern Prep, their leading rusher, Matt O'Brien, 8 carries for 96 yards, but he got 73 of them on that touchdown play to start out the second half. But he's an exciting player.
Yeah, on the touchdown run, he's not a real fast runner, but he's very deceiving because he stops and starts. He slowed down a little bit, found his hole, and then he hit the hole and took the ball right up the field. And he is exciting. Also in that backfield, you have Dwyer, the big guy, the big fullback, who had a pretty solid game. He difficult to tackle.
10 carries, 52 yards. He had that big 10-yard touchdown run at the end as he just kept the legs moving and pounded his way into the end zone. Ryan Polly had 12 carries for 12 yards, and Delavecchio had 2 carries for 8 for a total rushing 168 yards for Malvern. Passing the ball, Ryan Polly 2 out of 6 for 32 yards. McTeer had a catch for 29 in that second half, and that was the big play there.
You know, you talk about Polly, and his numbers may not look that great, but he earned a lot of maturity tonight. I think he's going to be able to go out the next game and games to come and really be able to read defenses a little bit better. He made some very good decisions tonight.
Malvern Prep ends up with 200 yards of total offense. For the Whippets, leading rusher Brian Benner with 10 carries for 43 yards, and Mikey got a lot of them in that last drive as he did a lot of options and quarterback keepers and really ran the clock out on that final drive.
Yeah, the key play there was 3rd and 1. And instead of taking the ball up the middle on a quarterback sneak or handing it off to one of the backs, they decided to go with the option. Benner tucked the ball, found the sideline, and picked up the first down. That really was the clinching shot.
John Barry, 2 carries for 34 yards. He got that one nice play with Dave Ruffing leading him on that inside handoff where Dave Ruffing pulled, and he picked up 34 yards rushing on the night. Bryn Boggs had 31 yards on 12 carries, and Aaron Harris, a quiet night, 8 carries, 26 yards. But Aaron Harris was on the unusual side of a touchdown as he threw an option pass, 33 yards for a touchdown to Tom Casera.
You know, to look at a good back, you look at you can look at their number of carries and how many yards they carry on that. However, he caught a nice screen out there, picked it up, and scored on a 56-yard touchdown. And also, as you said, he was able to throw off the option and throw another long touchdown. So he did things in other areas that helped with the win.
Downingtown finishes with 339 yards offense as Brian Benner goes 6 out of 8 passing for 152 yards. And again, Mike, you mentioned it, the big play passing-wise, 56-yard screen to Aaron Harris. We alluded to it during the ball game. Just a well-coached game on both sides of the ball. Both coaching staffs made nice calls, and they just did a nice job tonight, and Downingtown just ended up on the winning end of a pretty good ball game.
Yeah, nothing was really predictable, I felt, from the Downingtown side especially. Things were very well designed. They'd go one side, 3 plays in a row, and then they'd come back, and the plays were very well choreographed, I guess would be the proper word. The screen pass was beautiful. You wouldn't expect it, and then when they finally threw it, it worked.
Yep. Well,
as well as the option.
We are going to take one final break, and when we come back, we will have a final word from DiSerafino Stadium. The Whippets win it 28-23. We'll be back for a wrap-up after this timeout.
Il mio nome è Rocco Pirozzo, ho esperienza internazionale con cibi italiani su qualsiasi pizza, lasagna, egg and plain, veal or chicken parmigiano, manicotti, stuffed shallot, steak, hoagie. Everything is fresh and cooked to order.
At Parksburg Pizza and Beer, you'll get the best pizza in town, plus the tastiest hoagies and steaks and wonderful Italian platters. For a taste of heaven, call 857-1111. Parksburg Pizza and Beer, 302 West Main Street, Parksburg, for the best of the best.
The area's biggest and best lunch buffet. For just $3.99, you can choose from 2 delicious soups, fresh homemade salads, and more. And for only $5.99, all the delicious hot entrees, plus the soup and salad. Chicken, pasta, meatballs, something new every day and always fresh. But the Thorndale Inn is more than food, it's fun. There's happy hour with free hors d'oeuvres weekdays 4 to 6. Wednesday night is ladies' night, Friday is singles night, and Saturday is oldies night, all with great DJ music. The Thorndale Inn, great food and great fun, open 7 days a week.
In 1861, the Downingtown National Bank opened its doors to provide financial support for individuals and businesses alike. And today, the Downingtown National Bank still stands ready to extend you money for the things you need and offers income-bearing accounts. Downingtown National Bank in Lionville, Ludwig's Corner, Cowan, Little Washington, Downingtown, and the East End office for banking and trust services.
The only financial friend you'll ever need.
Member FDIC.
Speak up if you want to be heard.
I think that's what America really wants, is just honesty.
Your vote is your voice.
I just think that somebody's got to stand up and somebody's got to take control.
You can make a difference.
Tell your friends, listen to the news, read the newspaper, spread the word.
You gotta vote for somebody you believe in.
Every single vote counts.
It's your future. Start taking control of it now. Register and vote.
Down where the Whippits have defeated the Friars of Malvern Prep 28-23, and it's gotten very chilly as we can see our breath out here. But it was a tremendous ball game, Mike. Downingtown and Malvern Prep really going at each other tonight. Very intense, a lot of pushing and shoving. Just a good high school football game.
I think you covered it all right there, Greg. Downingtown, I don't think they took them light, but they came out a little bit flat in the first 2 quarters. Started to come on in the second quarter. A lot of enthusiasm coming from the Malvern fans themselves and the players, and they came out here to play and really gave a good showing for themselves.
Well, let's review our scoring here, and you'll excuse me if I refer to my notes. We had 51 points tonight. Matt O'Brien scores on Malvern Prep's first chance with the ball, 65-yard punt return, and then they get a field goal after the Downingtown fumble, and at that point, Mike, it was 9-0. Downingtown looked a little bit shaky.
As I said, they looked a little bit flat coming out, and Malvern had the momentum going with them, and big plays, as we talked about before. When you come down to football games, a lot of things are turnovers, and a lot of things are big punt returns and kickoff returns, and give it Coach Gray Harris, and I'm sure Coach Barr has a few of them right now, and looking at them, I think he does.
Downingtown got back on the board with a touchdown as Bryn Boggs scored on a 2-yard run, and then Aaron Harris gets the 56-yard screen, and the Whippets went into the locker room with a lead of 14-9. But Malvern Prep strikes right out of the blocks in the second half as Matt O'Brien scores on a 73-yard touchdown run on Malvern's first play from scrimmage. Then they get a 2-yard conversion as Matt O'Brien caught a pass from Ryan Polly, which made the score 17-14. Downingtown then came back and scored when Bryn Boggs got another 2-yard run, and then a great play after Downingtown recovers a Malvern fumble. Aaron Harris, the fullback, throws an option pass to Tom Kucera, and that makes the score 28-17. And then Malvern scores one final time as Jim Dwyer gets a 10-yard touchdown run. They go for 2 but don't get it, and that's the final score, 28-23. So Downingtown is now 3-1, and Malvern is 1-3. And next week, the Whippets will be traveling down the Lincoln Highway. They'll be at Scott Field taking on their arch rival, the Coatesville Red Raiders. 2 o'clock kickoff on Saturday, and we'll have the game live right here on Channel 7 cable TV. That's going to wrap it up from Downingtown's DiSerafino Stadium. I want to thank the crew, Doug Miller and April Ennis, Chris Stubbs, Ray Griffey, and Alvin Jones. For Mike Mackler, this is Greg Milligan from Downingtown's DiSerafino Stadium, where once again the final score, the Downingtown Whippits 28 and the Malvern Prep Friars 23. So long, everybody.